This bishop was one of the empire's most powerful saints, a man who reported directly to the Pope and commanded legions of exorcists. So why was one of his teeth knocked out by a baby bottle? Because a baby hit him. A literal newborn, a child who couldn't even hold his own head, smashed a glowing baby bottle into the saint's face with enough force to draw blood. 5 minutes later, the baby's crimson eyes flashed. He poured all his power into a single blow, and a pillar of pure, blinding white light erupted from his tiny body, slamming into the lich with enough force to obliterate it on the spot. Everyone was stunned. A newborn had just single-handedly destroyed a dark lich. The onlookers thought it was a miracle, a divine power awakening within an infant saint. And the craziest part was, this child should have been dead before he ever opened his eyes. Because 5 minutes earlier, the moment this child was born, 2 nannies were assigned to care for him. Except they weren't nannies. They were assassins. And the milk they kept forcing into his mouth was a holy poison, a concoction designed to destroy divine power and silently kill saintly candidates before anyone noticed. They expected convulsions and a quiet death reported as natural causes. Instead, the baby downed 1 bottle, then another, and another. 15 bottles in total. He didn't die. He looked comfortable. The baby raised a finger, grinned, and demanded a stronger, more potent batch, because this baby wasn't surviving the poison. He was metabolizing it. Each drop was converted into pure mana inside his body. Instead of killing their target, these fools had just supercharged him. The reason a newborn could chug deadly poison and ask for more was simple. The soul inside that baby wasn't human. This was Mage, the undying skeleton king, the most feared demon lord in history, a being who had single-handedly waged war against the gods. He'd started from the lowest imaginable station, a nameless, summoned skeleton on a battlefield. No rank, no power. Literally nothing but bones, and a sword in an endless war he never asked to join. Every stronger demon tried to kill him, yet he evolved from a disposable grunt into an immortal lich so powerful the gods themselves had to team up to stop him. But when the gods who summoned him refused to honor their promise to turn him back into a human, he didn't beg. He declared war on the heavens. They panicked, using a holy relic to seal his soul. In response, he gathered every last scrap of destructive energy in his being and self-detonated inside their temple. His last words to the gods: "Eat shit, you bastards." The explosion leveled an entire section of the divine realm. The gods were so shocked and terrified that by the time they tried to cast their seal, his soul had already slipped through their grasp and into the body of a newborn child. But that unbreakable, desperate will to survive didn't start on the battlefield. Before all that, Mage was just an ordinary, exhausted man who had spent his life grinding like a machine for nothing. Then one day, 2 things happened. He won the lottery. And on the same day, his doctor told him he had days to live from a disease so rare they were going to name it after him. It was the ultimate wasted opportunity. He stood in the rain, clutching the meaningless lottery ticket. He begged the universe to save him. And the universe turned him into a skeleton on a demonic battlefield. And all that rage, all that experience, all that power now lived in a newborn baby. And the one family in the world that trained daily to kill him, the family with the noblest holy bloodline, well, he was their heir, their precious candidate for sainthood. In a mansion where knights practiced by stabbing dummies of the skeleton king every morning, surrounded by people who would burn him alive if they knew who he truly was. Right now, the bishop was bleeding and humiliated. Emperor Alexander was impressed by the baby's platinum blonde hair, identical to the empire's legendary founder. This baby was starting to look like a real saint, which was exactly what the bishop couldn't allow. He had been sent by the Barrett family, who had monopolized the papacy for generations. They had already chosen their own saint. Every other candidate needed to disappear. Isaac was supposed to be the easiest target. So, the bishop went for a bold play. He announced he sensed demonic energy from the child and demanded an exorcism. And he wasn't entirely wrong. Isaac had let a wisp of undigested mana leak, a tiny mistake, but the bishop seized on it. The emperor stepped in, refusing an investigation into a saintly candidate from an allied family. But then Isaac did something no one expected. His tiny hand reached out, touched the bishop's chest, and pulled. For all to see, a bandage, demonic hand was clutching a golden rosary. It was the bishop's totem, a sealed, high-level demon corpse he had secretly been using to absorb dark energy. A saint of the empire, carrying a demonic artifact on his person. The bishop's face went white, cold sweat beading on his forehead. How could a baby know about his totem? Isaac gave him no time to think. He snapped his tiny fingers. Pitch black energy erupted from the totem. The sealed demon roared back to life. A massive shadow lich materialized in the middle of the holy cathedral. Guards panicked. Priests screamed. Emperor Alexander turned a murderous glare on the bishop, who shrieked that the baby had summoned it. No one was listening. A guard scooped Isaac up and fled, but the lich locked onto the baby with terrifying focus and tore through the defensive line, not to attack, but to rescue him, because this lich recognized its master. Knights were sent flying. The lich was screaming about saving its imprisoned king. The guard was sprinting through the temple with a demonic missile hot on his heels. Isaac's mana was nearly depleted after the totem stun. There was only one option. His crimson eyes flashed. He poured everything he had into a single blow. A pillar of pure, blinding white light erupted from his tiny body, slamming into the lich with enough force to obliterate it on the spot. The shadow creature shrieked, and burned away under a wave of what looked exactly like a divine aura. Everyone was stunned. A newborn had just single-handedly destroyed a dark lich. Whispers rippled through the crowd. The boy is truly a saint. But Isaac was staring at his hands in horror. That wasn't demonic energy. His body had converted his mana into actual holy power. That white core he had formed. The anomaly he couldn't explain. He suddenly realized a critical problem. Dude. I am out of mana. A horrifying hypothesis dawned on him. Is this body converting my mana into holy power? While Isaac was panicking, the captured bishop screamed, "Release me, ye fools." He pointed an accusatory finger at the child. "That baby is a heretic. How dare you crawl into this holy nation?" The bishop pleaded with the emperor, "Your Majesty, I will prove it. I will expose it with an exorcism." Emperor Alexander cut him off coldly. "That's enough, bishop. You dare accuse a candidate for sainthood." His eyes were like knives. "I will not overlook this, even if you are from the holy nation." Cornered, the bishop ground his teeth. If the emperor became suspicious, they would soon discover the intruder. Kneeling on the floor, he despaired. "Even if I die, I must save my family." A ruthless glint entered the bishop's eye. "Therefore, I must at least kill that family's saintly candidate." A massive, golden wolf spirit beast roared into existence, lunging for the emperor and the child. Emperor Alexander snarled, "This bastard finally shows his true colors. Does he really think he can kill me with this thing?" Isaac scoffed internally. He prepared to counter, but a harsh reality hit him. "Wait, I don't have any mana left." Suddenly, a torrent of ice blue energy ripped through the air. The wolf howled in agony before being instantly subdued by the mysterious power. A voice, as cold as a glacier, echoed from the shadows. "Who dares lay a hand on a direct descendant of Ashua?" With a flourish of blue cloaks, a commanding figure emerged from the mist. The azure faith, the emperor breathed. "It's the Ashuan Knights." The silver-haired man strode forward, his presence overwhelming. It was the seventh son of the Ashua clan, Reli Ashua. Without hesitation, he pointed at the attacker. "Execute the bishop immediately." A soldier snatched Isaac from the bishop's grasp. The baby struggled. "Let go of me. Don't touch me with your filthy Ashua hands." Then he froze. "Wait, Ashua. Behave yourself," Reli said sternly. The Ashuan knights knelt in unison, chanting, "Greetings, young master." Reli turned to the child, his voice softening slightly. "Sorry we're late, Isaac." He smiled. "It's nothing much, but we brought you a little kit." A knight cheerfully presented a toy. "It's a model of the beheaded skeleton king." Isaac was speechless. Other versions followed the skeleton king being burned at the stake, then crushed by saints. "How cute," the knight cooed, tearing up as he mistook the baby's stunned silence for joy. "The young master loves it so much he's crying. How am I supposed to survive this family?" Isaac screamed internally. Helpless in the adult's arms, Isaac sighed. "How do I survive this crazy family?" Then the name registered. "Wait, Ashua." Memories flooded back. The 45th generation saint, no Ashua. The 61st, Akha. All his sworn enemies had borne that name. Damn it. I was reincarnated into the saintly family. What kind of karma is this? While Isaac cursed his luck, the cornered bishop screamed, "You heretics! Where did you get that creature?" He pointed at Isaac. "I will reveal its identity. The Ashua family is mad. It will be the end of the house of Ashua." Release sword flashed. A single, bold, decisive slash silenced the bishop forever. Release sheathed his blade, looking down at the corpse. "Be grateful for the mercy of House Ashua that I left your head attached." He just killed a man for being insulted, Isaac thought. He's got guts. A knight quickly covered Isaac's ears. The young master should only hear good things. He began humming a morbid lullaby to soothe the child. Isaac stared at the skeleton toy. A bunch of lunatics. But this Azure family, they are seriously strong. Meanwhile, Emperor Alexander approached. It seems I'd owe the boy a debt. He looked directly at Riley. Tell your family head that the Imperial Palace wishes to raise this child. Riley was stunned. Your Majesty, did you just? Isaac thought happily. Am I being scouted by the Imperial Palace? The Holy Nation will target the boy, Alexander explained. Can the current Azure faith protect him? The Pope will move against him because of his hair color. The Emperor's expression darkened. Furthermore, the Skeleton King seems to be hunting him. Isaac froze. What? I am the Skeleton King. Why would I be hunting myself? An official interrupted. Your Majesty, the child carries Ashua blood. He must be raised by the Ashua family. Riley took Isaac. The Pope, or the Skeleton King, House Ashua can handle it. The Emperor smirked. Saintess Melissa would be thrilled to see the Skeleton King again. Isaac froze. Alyssa. The horror hit him. She was the craziest, most formidable enemy I'd ever face. The irony of it was a killing blow. I'm a direct descendant of Melissa. Why is my life like this? The Saintesses were the god's ultimate weapons, created to destroy him. He'd never been able to touch them. Killing one just summoned a stronger successor. And now the worst of them all was his ancestor. Riley sighed, oblivious that the child in his arms was the very enemy his family was sworn to destroy. Emperor Alexander watched in silence as Riley asserted the Ashua family's competence. A young knight chimed in, recounting tales of martyred saintesses. I didn't kill anyone, Isaac screamed internally, rejecting the baseless rumors. It's okay, Riley said gently. I am not okay at all. Riley held the baby high. We are grateful you were born. We have only one wish. Don't grow up to be like that terrible Skeleton King. A blessing that felt like a knife. Images of his own brutal past haunted him. I'm sorry for being a bad person. Alexander pressed his case. The boy is a valuable asset against the growing demon threat. Besides, the House of Ashua has no saints. He delivered the final blow. The boy's mother disappeared a year ago. A lightning bolt struck Isaac. My mother is a saintess, Riley said. The mistress is still alive. Lady Melissa will return soon. Isaac's jaw dropped. She's alive. His greatest enemy had survived. Dread washed over him. He knew better than anyone how dangerous Melissa had to be to have survived. A tiny hand made a choice. It grasped the Emperor's finger. Isaac used every acting skill he had, blinking cutely. Please take me with you. Alexander melted. See, the boy wants to come to the palace. He just clings to everyone, Riley insisted. The House of Ashua produces saintesses. Alexander countered. But you're rookies at raising a saint. He's the first. You have no experience. The argument devolved into a childish tug-of-war. The young master is going to be torn in half, their retainers cried. I want to go to the palace. Isaac panicked. I don't want to die. Then he felt it. A warm stream of light emanating from the Emperor. Life force. This was the true path to survival. The Emperor smiled. A wise choice. But a sudden chill ran down Isaac's spine. Elsewhere, a failed bishop knelt. I am innocent. That thing used mana. It is a product of demons. A cold voice rang out. You are saying the gods bestowed holy power upon a demon, but that it was mana. The holy nation calls such words. The mysterious leader's sword flashed. Blood sprayed. Blasphemy. The cardinal wiped his blade. There is no need for a new team. The Emperor will take the child. We will strike at the Imperial Palace. Back in his cradle, Isaac shivered, sensing the threat. I won't survive the palace. He remembered the negotiation from a few days prior. Riley had played his trump card against the Emperor. The most precious thing we possess is the body of the Skeleton King. What body? You have it. Riley held out a hand. Isaac pointed decisively at him. Gaga, let's go to the House of Ashua. Riley, the man of iron, will, melted. In the carriage, Isaac accepted his fate. I gave up the palace, but I need to get my old body back, a body strong enough to take on the gods. Why is the holy nation targeting him? A knight asked. Riley revealed the secret. A prophecy states that the saint will be adopted by a god. Isaac was speechless. What the hell? If the saint became pope, the king of priests, he would be on par with the emperor. The Barrett family, having monopolized the papacy, felt threatened. Suddenly the carriage stopped. Master Riley, we have a problem. Guards blocked the city gates. You will not enter the ducal territory. Do you not recognize the insignia? Riley fumed. The guard grinned. Shadows rose and demons materialized. Demons. Isaac gate. They forbade attacks on human territory. A demon general roared. Our king has ordered the death of all saints under the command of the great skeleton king, Lord Isaac. When did he say that, you bastards? A flash of blue lightning incinerated a demon. You despicable holy knight, the general roared. Release's eyes were like steel. How dare you speak such nonsense before the exorcist house of Ashura? Holy light gathered on his blade. The house of Ashura will eradicate all evil. He sneered. A cowardly skeleton king who only sends his subordinates to die in his place. Do not insult Lord Isaac. The crowd screamed for a resurrection. An explosion sent a knight flying. He clutched Isaac to his chest. Forgive me. He ran into the forest, placing Isaac within a glowing magic circle. A protective barrier. Isaac touched it. High level, but nothing getting in also means nothing getting out. He closed his eyes. Unlock magic. Hear my summons. Whisper. The observer. A shadowy entity with red eyes materialized. Ah, my great lord. Silence yourself. Whisper. It's been a while. I thought I would never see you again. Congratulations on acquiring the body of a child. How malicious. Enough. Search for the enemy. 88 demons. Whisper reported, but the number is decreasing. 51. 31. Really, and his knights were wiping them out. Suddenly, a wave of purple energy annihilated the remaining demons. No enemies left, Whisper reported. Detecting a shadow lich. A massive black form appeared. It roared. Whoever dares touch my king, pay with your lives. What's wrong with this guy? Isaac panicked. My king, my one and only master, imprisoned in an inferior child. The lich's loyalty was twisted. Do not look upon him with your filthy eyes. Damn it. It recognized me. Raleigh ordered. Prepare for battle. Isaac babbled, trying to command the lich to stand down. Dad, don't touch my food. The knight misunderstood, sensing the baby's mana. Please be patient, young master. We will handle this. The lich, ecstatic at being acknowledged, roared. I shall come to your side, my master. It charged through the knights. Raleigh froze, realizing its target. That vermin is heading for Isaac. The lich screamed at the knights. You filthy holy knights, how dare you imprison my master? Hinjiak gloated. He had its attention. I can't let my reserve mana supply be destroyed. He babbled a command. Break it. The lich obeyed instantly. Yes, my master. It swung its shadow scythe. With a roar, the magic barrier shattered. The knights screamed in despair as their young master's shield collapsed. Freedom. Hinjiak patted his subordinate, babbling a compliment. Good job. Now stop causing trouble and rest. The lich froze, utterly confused. My master. Isaac unleashed his power, forcing the lich to shrink. It let out a desperate cry. Wait. Before disappearing. Raleigh Ashura was stunned. Did the baby just turn a demon into a totem? He looked at the child sitting next to the petrified demon hand. A knight cheered. The baby neutralized a demon in an instant. Isn't he amazing? The entire Azure Knight squad erupted in cheers. I didn't use holy arts. That was just magic, Isaac thought. Raleigh remained skeptical, but the knight commander scooped up the child. In times of crisis, true nature is revealed. The demon sensed the threat from the young master. He is surely a saint. Raleigh had to admit, whether he was a saint or not, he was special. He ground his teeth. But why did it have to be a boy? Thinking of the skeleton king's curse, Raleigh clenched his fist. I've made my decision, the commander saluted. As the commander of the Azure Knights, I swear to protect young master Isaac, the future of the Ashura family. See now, Raleigh said softly. I was foolish to fear the curse. This child will elevate our family. He lifted Isaac with a radiant smile. Let's go home, Isaac. As your uncle, I will raise you to be a great holy knight. Just give me my body back, Isaac thought. And when we get home, Raleigh added excitedly, the first thing I'll teach you is how to curse the skeleton king. Isaac defamed. To hell with this family. The carriage entered the Ashura ducal estate. Exquisite statues and manicured gardens showcased boundless wealth. Even Isaac, a former king, was impressed. Whoa. Rage flared as he remembered his own impoverished past, starving to feed his subordinates. Whisper appeared, marveling at the luxury. Isaac grumbled for it to be quiet. Raleigh led the boy into the mansion, the birthplace of the continent's exorcism magic. He pointed to the training grounds. Look. Knights were frantically attacking a skeleton king dummy, screaming in hatred and plunging spears into it. Really smiled with satisfaction. Isaac was horrified. This is a cult. Whisper taunted him. Isaac coldly ordered it to go scout. The shadow entity vanished and returned. Son. The mansion was decorated with thousands of mana stones. The carriage stopped. The butler stepped forward, blocking the way. Young Master Isaac will be taken to the annex. Master Gal's orders. He is forbidden from the main building. Really held the child tighter. You want to send him to that haunted ruin. The mana stones are in that annex. Whisper noted. Ill. I need to get in there. Isaac screamed internally. Step aside. Ridley growled. I will not leave my nephew there. Are you trying to exorcise me? Isaac wondered as Ridley promised to read him stories of saints slaughtering the Skeleton King. He picked up some filthy bug, and now it's causing a scene. Gala Ashua, the fifth son, looked down from the balcony with a swear. Long time no see. Daring to go against your older brother. What a bastard, Isaac thought. Put that thing down, Gal ordered. Send it to the annex. Are you serious? Ridley fumed. He's of the direct line. Sending him there is exile. Out. You bring back a skeleton filthier than the Skeleton King and talk about lineage. Gal pinched Isaac's cheek. Is this guy a priest or a gangster? Isaac wondered. Ridley pulled Isaac back. You just want to remove him from the succession race. Removed. Isaac ground his teeth. That's a problem. I need to drain this mansion dry. He's already cursed. Gal chuckled. Demons showed up just to get him. That's because he possesses the divine power of a saint, a knight retorted. Oh, how touching, Gal sneered. If he's a saint, let him prove it. He pointed to a gray, withered tree in the distance. Save the symbol of our family. That divine tree died from demonic energy contamination. If he's gifted, he can revive it. Are you insane? Ridley yelled. That tree has been dead for 70 years. Oh, Alyssa, Gal thought. Your descendant has fallen so far. Isaac started. Hearing the thought, he sensed the demonic residue at the tree's base. Don't you see it? He yelled in his head at Whisper. Go get it. He launched Whisper toward the tree. Ridley was still arguing, telling a baby to. He stopped. The withered branches were turning green. A brilliant light erupted as the divine tree roared back to life. It revived, Ridley gated. Gal was speechless. Impossible. Even high-level purification failed. No big deal, Isaac told himself, smirking. I just had it suck up the demonic residue. Whisper let out a satisfied burp. Master Ridley, what did you do? A knight asked. I did nothing. Ridley looked at the baby in his arms. Such good ma. What a waste, Isaac lamented. Amazing. Young Master Isaac did it. The knights cheered. Gal regained his composure. Don't be ridiculous. Ridley, you did something, didn't you? You're using the Saintess's power to prop up that piece of trash. What? Ridley's anger boiled over. His family is falling apart, Isaac analyzed. Gal looks nothing like Melissa, but Ridley is a male version of her. Half-brothers. Wait, Gal looks like the Pope. You think I don't know you brought it here to be a Saintess candidate? Gal pressed. It's just a half-breed brought back by a deserter. He whispered in Ridley's ear. Are you sure it's even our blood? Ridley snapped. He landed a solid punch on his brother's face. Isaac watched with amusement. Good. A divided family is easier to swallow. Inside the meeting room, the atmosphere was toxic. This is a pain, Isaac thought, sitting on the table. Anath, the acting leader, glared at Ridley. Why did you bring it back? Gal, nursing his jaw, defended his mother. It has no right. Where is the family hen? Ridley cut in coldly. Way. Hannah snapped. Suddenly, an old butler burst in. Young Master Isaac has revived the divine tree. A coincidence. Gal yelled. The family's prayers finally worked. Hannah smirked. There's no proof. You want proof? Isaac held out his small hand. Boom. A vortex of pure power swept through the room, pushing back the elders. This energy, an elder gasped. It's the energy of the divine tree, you bastards, Isaac roared internally, disguising the demonic energy as a holy aura. It seems Isaac instinctively exorcised the tree, Ridley declared. He accomplished what his family couldn't in 70 years. Absurd. Gal slammed the table. If this gets out, we'll be a laughing stock. He's the son of a beggar. Isaac picked his ear. Bored. Ridley placed a hand on his chest. Elders, this child will become a saint. He might even become pope. He held Isaac high. And one day, he will kill the Skeleton King. Isaac froze. I take it back. Put me down. Hannah's eyes glinted. You're digging your own grave, really. If you're so sure, let's test the boy. I demand access to the relic vault. In a dark forest, Elite Ashura sheathed his sword. Family head, a knight reported. The vice master requests the vault be opened. She wants to see if the boy is a true saint. Why is there a saint in my house? Eli scowled. Knight. That place kills anyone who isn't a candidate. Let them, a powerful voice commanded. The mistress Melissa Ashura appeared. It's Isaac, isn't it? Save the divine tree. A promising bud. May lady, open the vault to all candidates. Melissa smiled dangerously. With the greatest relic, we can finally destroy the Skeleton King. Whoever brings it back will have everything. I will personally teach them the secret techniques. The Ashura Vault, a repository of ancient power, and a graveyard for failed candidates. Can you return safely? Whisper tease. They said my old body is in there, Isaac thought, excitement building. I'm about to get it back. The mistress has opened the vault to everyone, a young knight told Isaac. But I'm sure you'll win, young master. The more the merrier, Isaac smirked. Chaos is the perfect cover. Really appeared, his face grave. Isaac, be careful. Demons captured in the war guard the vault. Captured demons. Level 6 at best, Isaac calculated. A little intimidation should do the trick. There is a level 8 demon, Reli said, and a level 9 dragon. Isaac was stunned. The Ashura family is insane. Who locks a dragon in a nursery? Whisper tried to comfort him. With your knowledge of dragons. Then stopped abruptly. Shiak trembled. Damn it. Dragons are dangerous in a whole other way. He recalled having once deceived 70 ferocious dragons. Now he feared his soul would be recognized. Whisper saw an opportunity. Isaac had to act. He calculated. The vault has a level 8 demon and a level 9 dragon. I can only handle up to level 6. A bold plan formed. Seek into the sub-vault and steal the mana stones. The imposing doors of the archives stood before him. Isaac and Whisper snuck in, grabbing an ancient book. Master, are you okay? Whisper asked. Isaac froze, staring at the title, Holy Art's 10 Ways to Disintegrate the Skeleton King. He looked like he was about to be exorcised. Damn it. He should have taught me holy power first, he roared internally. He considered mind control, but Whisper shot it down. Do you want to destroy the family? Isaac sighed. I can't grasp this with theory alone. Suddenly, a warm hand lifted him. He looked tired. Reli held the child. As Reli carried him away, a knight picked up the discarded book. Reli placed a hand on Isaac's forehead. A simple gesture, but a stream of holy power flowed out. A holy art. From his cradle, Isaac cheered. Excellent. Use a few more attack spells, uncle. He quickly calculated. He couldn't let them stay. The vault was still the goal. He buried his face, feigning sleep. What a wonderful child, Reli praised, completely fooled. As they turned to leave, Whisper scorned their naivety. But then Reli ordered, this totem is dangerous. You hold on to it. Isaac froze. He watched in despair as the knight took away his masterpiece. His mana source was gone. He quickly regained his composure. He just needed to switch his target to the mana stones. He began his escape from the crib, ignoring Whisper grumbling about his snail-like pace. I have a plan. Just open the door, Isaac ordered. The door slammed shut. Isaac fell from the railing, sprawling on the floor. His uncle had locked it with holy magic. He wanted to break it, but Whisper warned it would draw attention. Helpless, Isaac punched the door. Humane. Magic was too risky. That left brute force he pushed with all his might to no avail. How do we get out of here? Suddenly, the door opened. Isaac lost his balance and fell forward. A strange boy with a bandaged hand looked down contemptuously. Just a baby who can't even walk. This is my rival, Isaac thought. Whisper growled. How dare he insult my master? Shuri clenched his bandaged hand. There's no way that baby created a totem that even a genius like me couldn't. He remembered Gal Ashua testing Isaac with a ball of holy light. Shuri flared with holy power. I will become the saint. You dare steal my place. He yelled as Isaac clung to his leg. A baby bottle rolled out. Shuri tripped on it, falling flat on his face. Isaac smiled. I found my ride. Do you know who I am? Shuri screamed. Isaac recognized the resemblance. He's the uncle's son. And you gathered holy power to attack a baby. You bastard. Isaac raised the bottle. You deserve a beating. He hurled it at Shuri. Nice throw, master, Whisper cheered. You arrogant brat, eating my right, Isaac ordered. Humiliated, and clutching his head, Shuri exploded with power. You little brat. He erected a holy light shield to block the incoming bottle. Isaac watched with amusement as Shuri's smog voice echoed in his head. Surprised. I am the only one my age who can use third-level holy defensive magic. Shuri smur. Don't be surprised yet. Holy light. A massive magic circle flashed beneath his feet. Take this. Shuri unleashed 2 brilliant beams of light. Isaac assessed the attack nonchalantly. This looks tasty. Thanks for the meal. The light slammed into a wall of energy and vanished. Shuri froze, watching his strongest attack get absorbed with ease. What kind of monstrous defensive magic was that? He screamed. Isaac grinned. Thanks for the show. Impossible, Shuri cried, overwhelmed as the energy dissipated. Whisper rose from Isaac's shadow. Kill it. The servant asked. Kill what? Isaac thought. Realizing he was unharmed, Shuri blinked. Confusion flared, and he snapped. If you're not going to hit me, don't scare me like that. He tried to look imposing, but a menacing voice made him freeze. How dare you? Shuri's eyes went wide. Cold sweat broke out. A massive shadow entity materialized, roaring, to attack my king. It grabbed Shuri's leg as he tried to flee. Do you want to die? Shuri collapsed, babbling in terror. Isaac patted the monster's hand, then climbed onto Shuri's shoulder. What are you doing? Isaac smiled. Carry me, you bastard. My name is Shuri Ashwa, the boy thought, his inner voice determined, despite the tears. He was destined to be a saint. He had vowed to escape this corrupt family and become Pope. But that grand plan came to a screeching halt the moment a demonic baby turned him into an unwilling steed. To the annex, Isaac yelled. Keep moving or I'll tear you apart. Human, the shadow threatened. Trap it. Shuri complied, sobbing. I have to survive first. Someone, save me. Under the moonlight, Shuri carried Isaac through the gardens, obeying the baby's erratic commands. Last, I said left, Isaac screamed, pointing imperiously. Do you want to die? Go the right way. Shuri sweated bullets until his feet suddenly felt rooted to the spot. He looked up, his face pale. Wait, this is the second annex. The haunted house. Shuri panicked, remembering his master's warnings. Isaac broke into a sly grin. Ooh, there must be a few thousand souls in here. The old building reeked of the thick magic accumulated from decades of resentment. Let's go, Isaac urged. No, we can't go in there. The shadow reappeared. Shut up and move, dog. Inside, the abandoned annex was dark and cold. The heavy thud of footsteps and Shuri's sniffling echoed in the hall. Messier than I thought, Isaac mused, his red eyes scanning the darkness for dark energy. He spotted a large, sealed door. Whisper materialized. Master, the entire building has been sealed. Hey, let's go back, Shuri gasped that, terrified. Isaac yanked his hair in response. Now what? Shuri yelled. He stopped before a line of old portraits. The previous family heads. Isaac snorted. Are you aiming for the head position too? Don't even dream of it. That spot is mine. Smash. Isaac slammed his baby bottle straight into a portrait, shattering a magic barrier. The ancestors' portraits. Shuri moaned as the explosion threw him backward. Then Don put barriers on painting. Isaac thought. The barrier is broken, master, Whisper confirmed. I did it, Isaac cheered, giving Shuri no time to recover. He urged him toward the now open passage. You crazy bastard. Don't just break things and run, Shuri screamed. Shuri yelped as the child was pulled toward the darkness. Kim Jiak just babbled with excitement, diving into the secret passage. Finding a room overflowing with magical energy, he cheered. Whisper, close the door, Isaac ordered, determined to claim this space. Shuri lunged. Hey, wait. What are you doing? Isaac smirked. A kid like you doesn't need to know. The door slammed shut. Inside, the baby sat calmly. Time to begin. Blue energy swirled around him. Outside, Shuri pounded on the door. Come out or I'm telling. I'll tell the adults to get you kicked out. Shuri. A cold voice froze the boy in place. A white-haired man appeared, lifting Shuri into the air. Why are you here? Shuri opened his mouth, but an old woman growled. We forbade entry to the annex. Oh. Shuri asked blankly. Witnesses had seen Shuri carry Isaac here. He babbled a defense, admitting he had used holy magic to carry the baby, which only confirmed their suspicions. The white-haired man sighed. Shuri, you've gone too far. He gripped the boy's shoulder. Where did you lock Isaac up? Shuri screamed in denial. He was about to explain that Isaac had locked himself in when violent sounds erupted from behind the door. The men rushed to it. Isaac, are you in there? He pressed his ear to the wooden door. In the darkness, the drama began. Isaac's heart-wrenching sobs echoed pitifully. The door opened, and the old woman rushed in. Oh my God, look how scared he is. The man picked up the sobbing child. He's in shock but seems unhurt. He looked at the baby, relieved but thoughtful, then turned to Shuri. You should be ashamed, but it's not me. I swear. As he was carried away, Isaac mouthed a sarcastic thanks to the stunned boy. His innocent expression vanished, replaced by a sinister grin. Thanks for the meal. Shuri clutched his head in pain, while the adults wondered why his blood pressure was skyrocketing. Safe in their arms, Isaac assessed his loot. I've obtained a century's worth of mana in one go. Energy glowed in his tiny hand. With this, I can use that plan. The man mistook the baby's sinister look for shock. Sunlight streamed into the grand mansion. Isaac sat calmly beside a book until Riley's voice rang out. Isaac, there's someone I'd like you to meet. Riley, Ashwat entered with a woman in uniform. This is Ashley. She'll be taking care of you. Holy Knight of the House of Ashwa, Ashley Lark. She knelt before the infant. I will serve you until my last breath, young master Isaac. Isaac narrowed his eyes. Did they send someone to watch me? He babbled to get her attention. Hey, do. Then he threw a tantrum, screaming, I don't need you. Get out. A terrifying black aura radiated from the child, freezing both adults. As Ashley panicked, Isaac glared at Riley. Why does this family have so many crazy people? Riley just laughed. And Isaac, this is a gift from me. He opened a box to reveal a simple ring. And Isaac scoffed internally. Has the House of Ashwa fallen so far that they're giving away cheap jewelry? Almighty, Ashley gasped at. Is this the Saintess's treasure? Riley patted the child's head, confirming it was a gift from the elders. Isaac, his eyes flashed red. Oh, so it's the real deal. Memories flooded back. It was the elder's ring the Saintesses had used against him. In his tiny hand, the ancient power hummed. The relic began to glow with a warm light. It only has 1 or 2 charges left, but I can fix it. Kim Jiak smirked to himself. He sensed a presence. Baal Ashura stood in the distance, arms crossed, teeth clenched, eyes blazing with hatred. Isaac glanced over. That gangster look proves it's real. Riley returned cheerfully. My nephew Isaac. Gaul instantly changed his demeanor, flashing a bright but terrifying smile. You're always so lovely. He leaned down to whisper in the baby's ear. Isaac flinched, screaming internally at Gaul's madness. Gaul was seething. He had secretly sabotaged the blessing apparatus only to see the treasure fall into Isaac's hands again. He remembered begging the mistress, please let my son have it too, only to be coldly rejected. Shuri has already received a blessing. Do not be greedy. Frustrated that his plans were ruined by a baby, Gaul approached Riley. He mocked Riley's gift, calling it trash. Then turned to Isaac with a sly smile. My dear Isaac, how can you accept such a useless item? Gaul opened a box to reveal a magnificent ring. This one has received countless blessings from the holy nation. Riley froze, realizing Gaul was undermining him. Isaac reached out. Gaul grinned triumphantly until a tiny hand slapped him squarely across the face. Get lost. Isaac thought, disgusted by the Pope's stinking object. Isaac snatched the box and threw the expensive gift. It sailed high and sank into the fountain, while Gaul screamed. Riley was stunned that a priceless treasure was tossed aside, but Isaac stood tall, thought. The baby happily held up the simple ring Riley had given him. Overcome with emotion, Riley burst into tears of joy, cheering for his nephew who had chosen him. While Riley celebrated, Gaul's men were fumbling in the cold water. Isaac gloated internally. He had used magic to make the ring unusually heavy. He whispered to a shadow guard. Retrieve it tonight. He planned to sell the filthy thing for a profit. Later, in his office, Gaul raged. He slumped over his desk, screaming about his lost fortune, then forced a smirk. Tying. It's not like he can use the Elder's ring properly anyway. A knight had reported that the item required the divine power of 20 people to activate. Gaul calculated sinisterly. Let's see. There'll probably only be 10 people at its first birthday. The next day, the Ashura mansion was in chaos. Carriages and crowds poured in. Ashley Lurch reported, it's incredible, young master. 148 saintly candidates and 0 nobles. She listed off dukes and even the emperor, but Isaac looked annoyed. Are the gods so lazy they're just flinging saints around everywhere? Riley was just as astonished. I thought everyone would see this as a trap and stay away. No way they'd think that. My friend, Count Simon Regis, head of a merchant guild, appeared with a laugh. Every family in the empire is buzzing. They heard the weaklings of the Ashura family are also attending, so they knew it couldn't be a trap. Simon continued. Besides, the lady of the Ashura family put up a prize. How could they not come? Isaac looked up curiously, wondering about the prize. Really, he suspected that even. Simon scoffed at the arrogant Barrett family. Really tried to shush him, but Simon loudly announced his own son was a saintly candidate. Watch your words, Really whispered, grabbing the doorknob. Simon continued to blabber behind him. It seems the old proverbs are never wrong. The voice stopped them in their tracks. Cardinal Barrett, Really gasped. The cardinal smiled sinisterly. The weak Ashura family is holding a birthday party to save face, he thought. I want to see their candidate. His eyes landed on the child in Ashley's arms. What a godsend. He placed a hand over his heart, feigning sincerity. I pray that the same candidate will bring glory to the family. A sense of foreboding hit Really. A trap. He realized the number of candidates had skyrocketed to 148 in the last week. The holy nation has let their riff-raff in. If they cause chaos in the treasure vault, they will tear the weak apart. The horror dawned on him. Isaac is in danger. The Ashura boys were notoriously beautiful and useless, making them prime targets for those wanting to curry favor with the church. A dark command had been issued. Play with the Ashura kid. Mix holy poison in his water. Make him a laughingstock. But Kim Chiek was chugging the poisoned water, looking pleased. Whoa, this stuff is great. The other candidates stared. How many bottles is that? Kim Chiek gloated internally. Bring more. This little bit won't kill me. He threw the empty bottle at Shuri Ashura. Panic seized the conspirators. He was supposed to get Derhia. It was the wrong bottle. Shuri hid his face in shame. Why does he keep drinking? Desperate to save face, he kicked the bottle from Kim Ji-ek's hand. Stop drinking. Are you possessed? Kim Ji-ek offered a clean bottle. Shuri knocked it away, unaware the baby was thinking, that one wasn't poison. The child clung to Shuri's leg, wailing for the poisoned bottle. Mine was the holy poison, a blonde boy confessed in a panic. Give it to me, Kim Ji-ek roared. His eyes flashed as he levitated, dark energy surging. As he reached the state of self-divinization, the children whispered in awe. Shuri was confused. Suddenly, a white-haired young man appeared. Hina Barrett, why is he here? Shuri breathed, while Kim Ji-ek calmly chugged the new bottle of poison, thinking, Dan, so he's the one who's going to win. The room buzzed. Why was the Pope's family here? Though Keenan's hair was a different color, everyone remembered the messy brown hair of the previous popes. Hina sneered. Nothing strange. The saint's treasure vault is the property of the papal family. So I'm here to take back what's mine. Hina turned and left, leaving the crowd stunned. Kim just smiled. As expected, he's from the papal family. Suddenly, brilliant golden holy power erupted from Kana. A power that surpassed even bishops. I guess that's why you're candidate number 0, Kim muttered, disgusted by the display. Hina turned back, scolding the crowd. You really are lowlifes. What do you gain from terrorizing a small child? He strode forward, reasoning that no child could control a poison immunity. Kneeling before Kim, Hina thought, this whole family must be genetically stupid. He put on a kind smile, summoning his power. You poor thing. It's okay. I'll heal you. While the other candidates whispered about Keenan's power, Kim watched nonchalantly. Oh, look at this. Kia smugly enveloped the baby in light. He's smart. But suddenly, Kim blew a light puff of air in Keena's face. The golden holy power vanished instantly. It's gone. Kia stared in shock at the grinning baby. The child had broken his holy power. A terrifying thought entered Keena's mind. Is he stronger than me? Shuri rushed to Kim's side. Keena roared in frustration, insulted that an Ashura dared to shield his target. Kim remained defiant, a bottle in hand, eyes full of challenge. How dare you look at me like that? Keena grabbed Shuri's collar, lifting him off the ground to everyone's shock. You think you can protect him? Keena sneered. If it weren't for me, you would have had that bottle smashed on your head. He let go, feigning mercy. It's okay, he startled himself. It's just a baby, after all. Keena turned his back, waving dismissively. Well, good luck, you Ashura brats. The greatest treasure is mine anyway. The Ashura family will never get their hands on the Skeleton King's remains. Shuri scowled at the obnoxious retreating back, then grabbed Kim, screaming in frustration. Why did you do that? The elder said, one spoke, that whoever brings back the skeleton king's body will receive a special ultimate skill. The words twirled like a knife in Kim's mind. Shuri collapsed, muttering a girl's name, while Kim ground his teeth in rage. What are you bastards doing with my body? Later, while the other candidates whispered about the recent chaos, Kim sat alone, calculating. It took me hundreds of years to cultivate mana. Reaching rank 10 should be a piece of cake. He frowned. But how do I sneak out with all these kids watching? His crimson eyes flashed with determination. Forget it. I'll take down anyone who gets in my way. Everyone gather round, an elder announced. We'll be departing soon, so listen carefully to the history. Another lecture. How boring. Kim quietly crawled away. Hey, dude, Shuri yelled. Where do you think you're going? A loud explosion erupted, startling Shuri. He pointed, panicking. Elder. Isaac. Kim was already off like a shot, exhilarated. Time to try out my new holy art. Not there, Isaac. The elder screamed in horror. That area is forbidden. If you go that way, the traps will be activated. Kim didn't stop. Stop that bastard. The elder roared, chasing in vain as children scattered in chaos. Meanwhile, in the ballroom of the Ashua mansion, a worried woman spoke. I hope the young master is okay. Beside her, the silver-haired man remained stoic. A magic orb flared to light. We have connected to the treasure vault, the announcer declared. I will be commentating through the summoned beast following the child in third place. The silver-haired man looked up. The door to the first room has opened. Currently in third place is Ain Aegis. That's my son, a father cheered. In second place is Shuri Ashura. Shuri's father blinked, then shouted, I'm proud of you, son. The commentator looked closer at the projection. The announcer stared at the results in shock. And in first place. It's Isaac, he said. The silver-haired man, and the woman beside him froze. Isaac Ashua, the voice echoed. The baby shot forward like a whirlwind, triumphant. Please, Isaac, you can't go there, the elder yelled. It's too late. The baby's foot triggered a trap. Elder. Shuri, Ashua screamed as energy struck the old man. Chaos erupted. Children's screams filled the air. Shuri roared at the mastermind. You crazy bastard, why did you go in there? You're ruining everything. It's hard enough to pass the test without dodging anti-intruder traps. Ignoring him, Jiak thought, this must be the entrance to Chapter 2. He triggered another layer of traps. Well done, Master, the shadow entity whispered. Thanks to the mana stones you absorbed, I have leveled up. Good. Now I can exploit you even more, Isaac thought. Now go catch it. The shadow darted off. In the crowd, a boy mumbled, I didn't expect it to be this hard, so this is why saints are so strong. His friend looked confused. Suddenly, Shuri was lifted into the air. Isn't that the Ashura kid? Someone asked. Yeah, Shuri or something. How is he flying? Must be cheating. Shuri cursed internally. It's not that, you idiots. Held by the shadow, he screamed, I'm flying against my will. Put me down. Master, I have captured the informant. The entity threw Shuri face down before Kim. Isaac groaned. Shuri warned, stop it, you lunatic. The second room. You could die if you're not careful. Too noisy, Isaac cut in. He looked down at Shuri. I don't need your rambling. Just explain the second room. Shuri gated. When you enter the second room, you must absolutely not attack. What kind of nonsense is that? It's the only way to pass. Just wait 3 minutes until they disappear. Someone has already died in there. A test of patience. Outclish, Isaac thought. He crawled away, replying in a childish voice. All right. Sounds easy enough. Just don't attack, right? Waiting 3 minutes is nothing. He muttered confidently. His tiny hand touched the gate. Welcome to the room of silence. Inside, glowing text appeared. Patience is a virtue. Remain silent. Isaac listened to the proclamation. Patience will lead you to the light. While others rushed forward, Kina Barrett and his group held back. Are we going to be okay? A boy asked nervously. We're in the back. Kina smirked. No need to face the danger first. Let the sacrificial lambs go ahead. The ones who rush in will get stuck at the entrance anyway. Another added. Kina pointed. Look. A brilliant light flare, startling a dark blue-haired boy. The trial has begun, Thea said. A golden light exploded, heralding the first trap. Do not be swayed, the voice echoed. Kim Ji-ak and another candidate exchanged terrified looks. A blonde entity appeared, spreading its arms. Patience will lead you to the light. You bastard. A candidate roared, charging the entity. He destroyed it instantly, but his body turned to dust amidst horrified screams. Another boy collapsed, cursing. And its massive, bloody tentacles rose from the ground. You fool. Someone screamed. Isaac grimaced. How can I hold back when they're showing off the ugly faces of the gods? You have failed, the system voice intoned coldly. Those who cannot be patient. Isaac clenched his fists, deciding to break the rule. We'll face divine punishment. The golem supervisor roared. We're screwed. A boy trembled. We're all going to die. As Kim Ji-ak gathered magic, intense red energy surged. Lightning struck around him, hitting the giant gatekeeper. The brown-haired boy gate. What was that? The bolt pierced the stone golem's core. Kim Ji-ak frowned. Why him again? To the crowd's astonishment, the supervisor crumbled into rubble. Isaac snorted. Rank 8. Are you kidding me? He was certain. This golem was made by his subordinates, the 14 demon generals. Is it operating under the Ashua family's control, or is it here for me? Isaac crawled away, ignoring the boy calling. Hey, where are you going? I didn't expect the Ashua kids to be so useful. The foliage parted. A group emerged, pulled by Nigel Sefet. See, I told you an Ashua kid would know the way. Nigel sneered. Thanks for dealing with the gatekeeper. Now get lost. We're taking the second room. Isaac assessed them coolly. Still too many survivors. Nigel pointed to Isaac's companion. I didn't know the Ashua family was so cowardly. And him. The boy stammered. Nigel ignored him, turning to his group. He saw this kid dodge the traps, right? He spotted the ring on Isaac's neck. A holy relic. He snatched it. This must be the key. We'll avoid all the traps with this. Isaac's companion thought wrong. He watched Isaac's unusual calmness with suspicion. He never lets people rob him without a fight. We don't need you anymore, Ashua. Stand back, Nigel commanded. He smiled sinisterly. The Skeleton King's corpse belongs to the Sefet family. I will claim it. He charged forward. A step later, a brilliant light erupted from the ground. A sea of fire consumed the vanguard. Screams tore through the air. The brown-haired boy froze. Isaac, that kid, walked through the fire. Isaac smiled. He baited them. The fire died down to ash and smoke. Isaac hoisted his companion onto his shoulder and stepped over the corpses into the second room. He looked back at the charred remains. Thanks for the sacrifice, kid. Isaac frowned. Another group was following him. Why are they still following me? He definitely has holy power, a purple-eyed boy whispered. He's from the saintly family. Isaac scowled. I don't need their reverence. From his shoulder, Shuri Ashua thought, Bun, guys. The monster on my head is scarier than any demon. Shuri tried to flatter him. If there's a saint here, it's you. A blonde boy stepped forward. A pleasure to meet the youngest Ashura master. I am Paris Julius, the second prince of the Julius kingdom. Isaac's interest per. Useful. Hey, Isaac. Shuri asked. We're here, Paris announced. A huge gate loomed. A ball of light flickered, and a winged form appeared. Welcome, candidates. The third room is the room of contemplation. Show your courage and resolve. The followers cheered. We should have followed him, not Nigel. The corpse is ours. The supervisor clarified. The test is simple. Defeat us and claim glory. Isaac narrowed his eyes. That gatekeeper. Could it be? He smirked. Ad was right. This is going to be fun. Hip. Isaac shouted, startling the others. Shuri froze, then realization hit him. Isaac is right. The gatekeepers are lying. The first room was the room of selection, where Isaac had rushed ahead. The second was the room of silence, where he showed no restraint. Now it was the room of contemplation. Isaac had deduced the hint lay in the past. Shuri warned. We must not attack them. But Kim Ji-ak pointed at the statues, ordering them forward. Shuri reassured himself. Perhaps the holy blood in Kim is awakening. Maybe I misjudged him. Shuri thought, missing the evil smile, and the ball of energy in Kim's hand. Kim threw the orb at a gatekeeper. Shuri froze. Enveloped in evil energy, the gatekeeper roared. You have failed. It tightened its grip on its staff and unleashed a huge red slash. Screams echoed as the blast took out several children. Kim sat calmly on another boy's back, ignoring the pleas for help. Shuri's face went white as he realized the truth. Hey, you crazy bastard, he screamed. Kim just smiled, closing his eyes. What a familiar sight. The gatekeepers revealed their true forms, demonic puppets, and taunted the acolytes. Teach these brats a lesson. Kim laughed maniacally while his human steed cursed in despair. An explosion consumed the area in flames. 2 survivors searched frantically. Where are the Ashuos? Kim was sitting cheerfully on Shuri's head. Both were concealed by a level 6 invisibility spell. The second Prince Paris Julius noticed them. Thanks for making me invisible too, Kim thought. He used his blessing at the right time, but simply replied, whatever. Grateful, the prince offered a silver ring. Take this. Paris wondered. Is it because I'm not used to fighting demons? Kim watched with calculating eyes. Believing he had received a holy relic, Paris said, "Thank you. I won't forget this." The ring glowed gold and then ruthlessly drained his holy power. Paris screamed in agony. Kim laughed, thrilled to have found the best prey. His subordinate fawned, "Of course, master." Shuri looked in horror at the monster on his back. "Uncle, where did you find that thing?" "Elsewhere," a candidate yelled. "Who can use holy defensive magic?" A young man stepped up, creating a ball of light. "Hit behind me." The supervisor, now a demon with a giant scythe, roared, "Accept your punishment. Attack." Another ordered. The young man unleashed a blast of holy light. "Take this." The attack was neutralized, throwing him backward and shocking the team. As he lay motionless, his friend cried, "Hey, what's going on?" Above, the ring hovered with an eerie red glow. The supervisor sent a candidate flying. Suddenly, the bone puppet stopped, tilting its head. "Where did all the cheeky brats go?" The shadow subordinate reported, "We have absorbed all the holy power here. Moving on to the other side." Kim watched the chaos. "Don't feel bad, you weaklings. That doll will stop once you're down. Better I take your power than you hurt yourselves." "Master, it's almost done." The shadow stopped as a golden orb materialized. "What is that?" A pillar of brilliant light erupted, blowing away the shadow creatures. Through the smoke, a figure emerged. "Found you," Kim whispered. A white-haired, golden-eyed boy enveloped in holy fire declared. "Isaac." Hina Barrett strode forward. "I was wondering where you'd gone." Nigel Sifit was stunned, sweating. "I knew he was a genius, but..." Giant wings of holy light erupted from Isaac back to summon a holy spirit. "At this age, it's absurd," Nigel screamed. Hina Barrett faced Kim Ji-ak, who had returned to his original form. "It's a surprise someone could defeat a demon," Kina sneered. "Or did you lure the children into a trap again, just like in the first room?" Kim Ji-ak smiled slyly. The children cried, "No, that baby did everything for us." One candidate insisted. "He even showed us the way." Do these idiots have Stockholm Syndrome? Kim Ji-ak thought. Kina was dismissive. "Save. Are you not ashamed to call yourselves saintly candidates? What right do you have?" A black-haired boy snapped. "You just hid in the back. Isaac deserves to be a saint more than you." The group rallied around Kim Ji-ak. "That's right." Shuri realized the truth in despair. "No, everyone. This demon child is draining your strength." But nearby, other survivors whispered, "If it weren't for them, we would have been in big trouble." Suddenly, they looked up in horror. A giant fireball descended, shaking the ground violently. The survivors gathered before a large gate. "Is that the entrance to the third room?" The fireball exploded. "Congratulations on clearing the second room. I am the final guardian of the treasure vault. Twos. You will take the treasure here and end the trial." A boy opened his mouth, but the guardian cut him off. "Or face the trial to enter the third room. Answer carefully." Hina Barrett remained calm. "If you pass the trial," the guardian continued, "you will find the treasure of the third room. However, if you fail, you will die." The candidates froze in horror. Only Kim Ji-ak remained unfazed. "Master, the mana from this voice." His shadow spirit whispered. "Yes, it's a dragon," Isaac observed sharply. "The threat is real." "I'm still going," a candidate yelled. "If I get the treasure, I can become a saint." "Me too," others chimed in. "I will go to the third room, then face the trial." An invisible force pushed them forward as a brilliant light enveloped the group. As the light faded, a boy grimaced, "Dizzy." Kim Ji-ak chuckled. "The final trial is simple," the guardian announced. A giant stone statue appeared. "Worship the Lord." Another statue. A candidate cried. "It is the cardinal. Only those who show reverence may enter," the voice echoed. The candidates whispered. "Just kneel and pray." Too simple. But Kim Ji-ak ground his teeth. What kind of bullshit is this? Memories of his sworn enemy flooded back. "You want me to kneel before this bastard?" It's just praying, another boy said. He knelt and clasped his hands. Your servant worships you, Lord. You have learned well, the statue replied. You may pass. The boy jumped up, stirring whispers of hope. Isaac. Shuri froze, sensing a cold killing intent from the baby on his shoulder. Guys, you need to pray. Kim Jia kicked Shuri in the stomach. As Shuri stumbled, Isaac clung to his leg, pulling himself forward defiantly. Meanwhile, Hina Barrett approached the statue. Look closely. He knelt in a perfect posture, radiating holy light. This is the proper way to worship. The others cheered. Me too. A boy clasped his hands, trembling. You deserve all the glory. Suddenly, an invisible pressure crushed him. Oh, let me. The others cried out, frantically clasping their hands before the statue. The stone statue seemed to react. Someone called to Kim Ji-act. Hey kid. Why aren't you kneeling? Isaac snorted internally. Only a fool would kneel. Whispers filled the room. Why is he doing that? Is there a problem with his faith? Shuri's voice hissed in Isaac's mind. Hey, you bastard. Pray. Don't disgrace our family. Hina Barrett smirked, calculating. This is being recorded. Does he want to be disqualified? No matter how talented, without faith, it's over. One less rival. Isaac glared at the statue. So what, you bastard? I'd rather die than kneel to this thing. The statue remained silent, emitting a terrifying pressure. Isaac trembled, but didn't back down. Then kill me. Dark energy erupted from the rock, consuming the space. A shadow within roared. Those who do not respect me will die. Damn it. Just do it, Isaac yelled. You stupid statue, I will destroy you. The shadow subordinate materialized, frantic. Master, it's too dangerous. Isaac crushed the shadow in a blaze of anger. Ah. Suddenly, a brilliant light pierced the darkness. A solemn voice echoed. Excellent. Isaac froze, staring at the charred remains in his hand. You have passed, young candidate. Hina Barrett gayed. Wait, what? You said we needed to show reverence. He pointed an accusing finger at the child. How could he pass without praying? This is absurd. That child, the statue replied, is the only one who showed true faith in the Lord. Isaac stood in confused silence. Do you not understand? The statue asked. You knelt not before the Lord, but a statue. Does your faith command you to bow before idols? The candidates froze. A statue. One mumbled. An idol. Panic spread as they realized the doctrinal trap. Look at that child, the statue declared. Even in the face of death, he did not lose his faith. Faith, Isaac muttered, then puffed out his chest. Shut up, he ground out. This is unacceptable. He's just a baby. You can't prove his refusal was faith. Isaac crossed his arms, nodding in agreement with his accuser. Hina delivered his final blow. And if he has so much faith, where is his holy seal? Isaac started. The room buzzed. A saintly candidate without a seal. Isaac smirked, enjoying the drama. He's the only one without it. Hina pressed. Give up. A saintly candidate without a holy seal, the statue repeated. That is because he is a child. A young child does not yet need to possess it. The excuse stunned everyone, even Isaac. Absurd, Hina roared. And you could move this whole time. The others joined in. If he gets to go, we should too. You all wish to enter the third room. The statue asked. Silence fell. Very well. You may all proceed. Cheers erupted, but Hina frowned. Why let them in so easily? The statue's voice turned sinister. If you wish to rush into the fire like moths, so be it. Vile magic surged. The gate behind the statue opened, revealing a dark abyss. The candidates froze, horrified. Magical pressure crashed down, stealing the breath from Hina and the others. Can you feel it? The statue roared. The magic from the body of the skeleton came. The candidates collapsed, crushed by the weight. What kind of magic is this? In contrast, Kim Jia grinned. His brooch hummed, absorbing the energy. He laughed, recognizing the familiar power. Yes, my body. The body of the skeleton king is just over there. He fixed his eyes on the dark gate. I didn't expect to see it again, he mused, after my self-destruction in the divine realm. Suddenly, Ma poured out, and panic crossed the baby's face. A white-haired candidate pointed at Kim. Isaac. Look at this child proving his faith. Look at that brave, warrior-like face. Shuri Ashwa cursed internally. Brave, I asked. He's lost his mind. A brilliant fireball manifested above, its voice echoing. It is not too late. The entity gestured to Kim. He is hack. If you cannot smile in the face of death like him, then get out. Damn it, a candidate yelled. How are we supposed to get through this magical power? Two boys huddled together. Let's go back. We could actually die. The white-haired boy stepped forward. I do not need the treasure from the second room. He addressed the group. We will all proceed into the third room. He looked directly at the fireball and activate all the traps within it. Shuri was speechless. This crazy bastard. The fire entity seemed amused. Oh, is that really what you wish for? The white-haired boy smiled shrewdly. Even the genius Saintess Melissa could not retrieve the Skeleton King's corpse. You are surely the safety measure she left behind. The Saintess would never let children die. His eyes hardened. I don't want others saying, I took the easy way out. He smirked. So, please set the third room to its original difficulty. In a corner, another boy observed. He's got a few screws loose, too. The gatekeeper declared, if that is your wish, I will come play. In fact, this will make finding the true saint easier. The white-haired boy smiled smugly, while another candidate screamed, you should have gone alone. Why drag us all into this? A giant leg descended through the thick mist. At its center, a skeletal hand rested on a stone pedestal, radiating dark magic. The candidates collapsed, screaming under the pressure. Jia, however, was thrilled. Whoa, it's just like the demon world. Look, master. He stared at the skeletal hand. Whisper breathed, it is the master's noble body. Jia smiled. So handsome, burling. I know, and mean my body. Shuri was stunned. That's the Skeleton King's corpse. All this energy from just a hand. Jia snorted internally. Not from the hand, you fool. From my thumb. He pondered. Is this the only fragment here? The rest must be copies. The skeletal hand released a terrifying wave of energy, overwhelming everyone. From the darkness, a huge tiger-like demon rose. Two candidates screamed. A demon. Wasn't the guardian of the second room the only one? Jia looked on nonchalantly. Didn't you ask for all the safety measures to be removed? The demon guardian stomped. You annoying insects. How dare you covet the king's body? Shuri pointed at the white-haired boy. It's all your fault. What are you going to do? The white-haired boy grabbed Shuri's hand. Just trust me. I will ensure everyone leaves with a treasure. He smirked. One of the 14 demon elites, the Skeleton King's most trusted subordinates, personally trained by him, captured by the papacy. Facing the demon, the boy declared, I have prepared a holy art for this. The treasure is mine. His eyes glowed with holy power. The huge demon fell to one knee under the divine weight. The light of the papacy, the candidates cried. Jia watched silently. Great. It worked, the white-haired boy thought. Then his eyes flashed. All I need now is the Skeleton King's body. Is that you? The demon struggled to its feet. Red eyes locked onto the boy. Are you the one who covets my king's body? Outside the vault gates, a group of nobles led by a blonde-haired man waited anxiously. What's going on inside? We've lost contact with the spirit beasts. A breathless messenger ran up, waving a piece of paper. It's bad. The demon in the third room has been unsealed. Really, Ashura and his aides were stunned. An aide turned to him in horror. Really, isn't the demon in the third room one of the 14 elites? Cold sweat beaded on his brow. What the hell is going on? Everyone in the vault is in danger. A guard ran in from the monitoring room. The elders have passed through the traps and disappeared. The children are defenseless. Another guard yelled, they can't handle a demon elite. We have to stop the ritual and get them out now. As he charged the gate, a brilliant barrier flared, throwing him back. A blinding light erupted from the vault. Really panicked. What is happening? Nearby, Gal Ashua watched nervously. Is the vault opening? Intense holy light enveloped the stone gate. A knight shouted. The demonic energy could leak out. An elder interrupted, pointing forward. Oh, I don't sense the demon's energy. Another elder turned to Cardinal Harry Barrett. They have defeated the elite. Well done, Hannah. A guard grabbed Riley, stammering. One of the children inside must have done it. Really? Could it be? Whispers spread through the crowd. It must be Keena Barrett, the child with Bepal blood. Retainers surrounded Harry Barrett. Congratulations, sir. It's clear who the favorite candidate is. Harry wore a practiced smile. Keena has worked hard. His eyes glinted. Ashwa, you fools, he thought. The Skeleton King's body is mine. You will have to bow down. Your dignity and honor are gone. A cheer went up. Look, the The children have returned. Harry turned confidently while Gald's face paled as he spotted two familiar figures, Isaac and Shuri. From the dark gate, the children emerged and their aides breathed a sigh of relief. They're injured, but nothing serious. Two of the survivors whispered anxiously. Where are the ones from the third room? Do you think something happened? Riley stepped forward, his face grave. Cheers erupted again as the last group stumbled out, led by Ian and Shuri, exhausted. Parents rushed in. Ian's father grabbed his trembling son. Dad, Ian managed. Are you okay? The father asked urgently. Gal and Hannah rushed to Shuri. Amidst the reunions, Riley froze. He scanned the group, panic rising. Isaac, he pushed through the children. Where is Isaac? Suddenly, the powerful voice of Cardinal Harry Barrett rang out. Him and us. Riley whipped around. Harry Barrett stood before Kana, his eyes sharp. What is that in your hand? Hina stammered in fear. That is. Who told you to bring it out? Harry roared. A ball of light flashed overhead, cutting him off. The crowd froze, eyes turned skyward. A spectacled priest pointed. Look over there. A giant golden wolf materialized in mid-air. Clenched in its jaws was Kim Ji-a. Wait, Riley charged forward but was held back by a knight. Isaac was unafraid. He wore a look of smug satisfaction. The wolf landed and took off. Riley and the others gave chase, screaming Isaac's name. An aide stammered. Master Riley, that wolf is the young holy dragon, the guardian of the treasure vault. Riley stopped, stunned. She's right. That energy, it belongs to a holy dragon. A strange gnawing sound cut through the silence. Kim Ji-ak was sitting nearby, intently sucking on something. A knight paled. Elder, look. Could that be the corpse of the Skeleton King? An elder shouted. Why is it in his mouth? The boy brought it back. A priest gasped nearby. Harry Barrett glared at Kana. You gave the corpse to that child. He masked his panic with arrogance. Saving face for the host is a virtuous saint must have. Riley seethed at the audacity. The dragon roared. What nonsense are you talking about? This child brought the corpse out. You are all fools. Harry and Kina froze. Kina's mind reeled back to the treasury in horror. Why did the golden holy art fail? The giant demon guardian had towered over them. You filthy trash. Paralyzed by its aura, the candidates screamed as the demon swung. Demonic energy exploded, sending them flying. Hina woke in the rubble to see a blue holy barrier shielding them. The blue holy art. That wasn't Kina's power. It was the Ashra child's. You filthy priests, the demon had roared, charging. How dare you aim for the Skeleton King's corpse? A blue flaming fist blocked the punch. Isaac stood firm. You bastard. Isaac roared, energy exploding around him. Don't you recognize your master? Back in the present, the crowd buzzed. Riley stepped forward. The 14 demon elites are too much for children. Why was the seal broken? The dragon smirked and pointed a claw at Kana. That white-haired child asked me to do it. The other candidates exploded. He forced us into the third room. He nearly got us all killed. All eyes turned to Kana, the Pope's son. Harry ground his teeth, outmaneuvered by their sworn enemies. Riley smiled proudly. You did well, Isaac. The elders surrounded Isaac, trying to coax the bone away. One reached out, but Isaac shook him away. The elder stumbled, stunned. How is he so strong? This manna is delicious, Isaac thought, absorbing it too quickly. Witnessing this, another elder whispered to Riley. Isaac has truly outdone himself. The mistress will be thrilled. His smile turned sinister. Now that we have that, we can hunt the Skeleton King. We will find his soul with a tracking spell. Ansha, still with the bone in his mouth, was stunned. The horror hit the boy. So this is why they wanted my body out so badly. A group of elders reached out, their faces beaming. Give it here, Isaac. As the grabbing hands closed in, Kim Ji-ak screamed internally. They're all insane. The lead elder proclaimed he would settle a 150-year-old score, but Kim Ji-ak swallowed the bone right in front of him. The elders froze. Kim Ji-ak clutched his stomach, grimacing at the elder's trembling fingers. The young holy dragon seized its chance, grabbing its master and soaring into the sky, leaving the lunatics behind. In a grand, violent howl, a masked elder asked, has it been found? I don't think it's here, a disappointed reply came. As the mages collapsed in defeat, Kim Ji-ak watched calmly. Search all day, he thought. You won't find it. His thoughts drifted to the treasury. The Skeleton King was roaring. Don't you recognize your master? The giant demon guardian shrieked under the overwhelming power, then froze in wonder. This my master, I thought the world would end when you died, but I knew you would return. Subdued, it vowed, I must serve my master. As the memory faded, Kina Barrett shouted in frustration. Damn it, you should have stayed to talk. I still have so many questions. They say the papacy captured them. I should look into this later, Isaac mused. Drinking from his bottle, the baby suddenly froze. Please go to the bathroom, Isaac. Rarely yelled. The shadow entity next to the baby burst out laughing. Ignoring the sinister cackling, Raleigh shouted, bring more laxatives, the stronger kind. Kim Chia ground his teeth, vowing to destroy this family. An elder trembled. If the mistress finds out, she might even cut Isaac open. Raleigh tried to reassure him, but the elder panicked. She once cut her own son's stomach open. Raleigh froze. He cut her son's stomach. Isn't Melissa on a pilgrimage? Isaac wondered. I just have to absorb the mana and escape before she returns. Suddenly, a man appeared at the door. Billy, come with me. The mistress is calling for you. Raleigh turned. Mother is back already. She's never returned this quickly. Isaac ground his teeth. Damn it. Is it because of me? He clutched his stomach, feeling the unabsorbed energy. Too dangerous. With Melissa's personality, she'd definitely cut me open. Oh my goodness. A voice gasped before a mountain of glittering gifts. Are all of these for Isaac? The elder pointed, confused. Raleigh sighed in relief. I thought the mistress had returned. The brown-haired man chuckled, calling him a coward. It was just a message saying she's on her way. Isaac ground his teeth in frustration. A knight entered. Sir, the papacy has sent tribute as well. An elder spat on the ground. Sell it as stolen goods. The messenger is nearby, the knight warned. But the man had already entered. His Majesty the Emperor is greatly concerned, the messenger announced. I come with tribute as an apology. It seems our gift was not to the liking of the Ashwa family, but I am sure this will change your minds. He opened a box. A brilliant light stunned the room. This should be of great help to young Master Isaac. It's the Tri-Crown, an elder gasped. Isaac looked confused, but the shadow spirit whispered that it was just a cheap piece of metal with the papal insignia. As whispers filled the room, the messenger approached Raleigh. Please accept it. It belongs to young Master Isaac. Why give it to my uncle if it's mine? Isaac thought. Just give it to me. Raleigh narrowed his eyes. He really told you to give it to me, and not Isaac. The messenger smiled sinisterly. He is. Raleigh ground his teeth. The elder couldn't contain himself. He grabbed the messenger by the collar and roared. How dare you give Isaac's medal to a family member? Have you lost your mind? Don't you know what that means? Kim Chiak froze, realizing the deadly implication. The messenger maintained his fake smile. Please do not misunderstand the father's goodwill. The Ashwa elder shouted. Then what about the ribbon? The sunflower medal is for soldiers who died in sacrifice. To be placed on my coffin, Isaac thought. This old pope is a crazy bastard. You bastards dare to mock us about the Ashwa family's curse. The elder spat. Elder, please calm down. Gal Ashwa intervened. Calm down. How can I be calm, Gal? Gal tried to reason with him, desperate to quell a conflict that could ruin the family. A noble observed, gloating in silence. A petty gift to put us in our place. Good. Now Raleigh, and that kid can't cause trouble. Gal turned to his younger brother. Raleigh tried to protest, but Gal was firm. Tease, this won't do, Isaac decided. Suddenly, the box in the messenger's hand glowed with an eerie blue light. Energy erupted, consuming it in holy fire. The messenger screamed, dropping the box. Gal looked in horror as a giant fireball formed in the center of the hall. Who dared use holy fire on a metal? The messenger stammered, trembling. A small, flaming hand appeared out of thin air. It was Kim Jia, a mischievous smile on his face as he manipulated the flames. The messenger roared, accusing the family of rebellion. A female elder sneered. It was done by a baby. Are you angry at an infant? The messenger tried to regain his composure. I will pretend I did not receive the gift. Am I to accept this trash even from the Holy Father? Raleigh cut in, holding up the melted, misshapen piece of metal. The messenger's face went white. Give it to me, he stammered, reaching out. I must have brought the wrong item. Too late. Emerald holy fire erupted from the metal, consuming him. Horrified screams echoed through the hall. Meanwhile, the elders cheerfully pinched Isaac's cheeks, oblivious that he was the culprit. Let go of me before I burn your asses, he cursed internally. The chariot messenger staggered to his feet and fled, screaming curses, chased by the gleeful laughter of the elders. Well done, Isaac, one cheered. Getting rid of that nuisance. But then May turned to Rayleigh. And well done, Rayleigh. Excellent use of holy fire. Rayleigh blinked, confused. The elder clapped him on the shoulder. Don't play dumb. You cast the holy art on Isaac. Rayleigh pointed to himself. Didn't the elders do it? The three elders froze. They looked at each other, realizing none of them had cast the spell. Slowly, their horrified gazes turned to Kimjiak. The baby. The power came from the secret skill scroll, a mythical artifact allowing for instant mastery of secret arts. Good thing I took it from the treasure vault, Isaac thought. Weaker than my Skeleton King days, but still usable. The elders were in stunned disbelief. A guest asked, could it have been Isaac's mother? His mother doesn't have a fire attribute. A long-bearded elder boon. This is another level of talent. Even Saintess Melissa had to learn to read before using holy magic. An assistant chimed in. Sirs, the baby breaking the Pope's blessing is more amazing. The two elders nodded. You have a good eye. The bearded elder commanded. Bring the metal piece. I need to confirm. A knight opened the box then hesitated. It's not here. What? I already threw it away, Reli Ashua said calmly. The elders told me to throw it out. No. This is unacceptable. Find it immediately. Reli chuckled internally. The horrifying truth. The baby had melted the Pope's fire-resistant metal. He clenched his fists. I can't let the family head know. A wicked smile played on his lips. Without proof, it's just a rumor. Days later, black cloaks whipped in the wind in the Western Duchy. The family head Ali Ashua led his men, gliding over the water. The mansion is near. Stay focused. Yes, family head. Ali started, narrowing his eyes at the distance. Who is that? The mansion loomed ahead. Inside, the elders had collapsed in despair. Why? Kim Jiak sat amidst a mountain of bottles, patting his stomach. Why isn't the Skeleton King's body coming out? Thanks for the meal, anyway. Hundreds of bottles of laxatives and silver fruits only produced a satisfied burp. He smirked. Strengthening my relationship with spirit beasts is good. I'll need them to crush the gods and the Pope. Suddenly, a huge energy tail swept by. I'm sure this family has a spirit beast. Kim Jiak flinched. The guardian beast, Saran Bloom, materialized in a blast of holy light. The baby broke into a cold sweat. Wait, maybe we should go to the party first. Eli Ashua burst in. Family head, a knight yelled. The elders and Relay bowed. Kim Jiak watched. So this is the family head. My grandfather. He felt a familiar energy. Relay blocked his father's path. Father, please. Cutting Isaac open won't help. Lee strode past his son without a glance. He pointed at Kim Jiak, eyes blazing. Burn it. No, father, Relay cried. Kim Jiak froze. Burn it. The baby is too young to be burned, Relay pleaded. Another noble intervened. He agreed. That reward is too great for the baby. Reward. Isaac blinked blankly. Burning someone is a reward. Please give us more time. Or we could cut him open instead, Relay cried in panic. Or drown Isaac in water. This crazy family, Isaac thought. Just collapse already. Gaul sneered. No. The temples fired and water are secret techniques to nurture saintesses. We can't use them on a newborn with no power. Oh, Isaac realized. That's a good thing. Shuri is better suited for the blessing, Gaul continued. Isaac defeated the demon, Rilili roared. The holy dragon confirmed it. The dragon was mistaken. Don't be absurd. Rilli played his trump card. Besides, Isaac burned the Pope's medal with holy fire. Who knows? Maybe you conspired with the elders, Gaul retorted. There's no proof. Suddenly, Eli Ashwa held up a melted golden object. When you said metal, did you mean this? It was holy gold, a blessed relic from the Pope, directly connected to God. Isaac was stunned. Even as the Skeleton King, melting that was difficult. How is this possible? Am I stronger after reincarnating? Gaul stammered. How did you find it? Ili answered calmly. I picked it up from the bottom of Lake Elisa. Riley turned to his father. Look, father. The boy burned the Pope's symbol. This proves the family can gain the upper hand. An elder chimed in excitedly. He can resist the Skeleton King's fire. He was born to hunt him. As they discussed recent losses caused by the Skeleton King, Isaac stood confused. Ew. A voice echoed in his head. They're saying that again. Someone is impersonating you, master. It happened 70 years ago. A night burst in. The Skeleton King appeared in the mansion to cast his curse. Isaac was speechless. The knight continued furiously. He attacked Iaz, claiming he would destroy the Saintess's bloodline. Isaac calculated quickly. If it was 70 years ago, it wasn't me. I died 100 years ago. He smirked. A petty demon's curse is child's play. The knight listed the symptoms to the horrified elder's impotence, podness. Isaac ground his teeth, angry at the impersonator and the ridiculous hair loss curse. The family head Ali Ashua fixed his sharp gaze on the child. He has red eyes. He must have been affected. Ali rejected the usual purification methods. Fire and water are too weak. He stunned the room with his decision. I will grant him a holy soul. Isaac's eyes widened. A holy soul, the ultimate grace, a shortcut to transcendent power, coveted even by the gods. A wicked smile spread across his face. Jackpot. I am going to give those damn gods a beatdown. Gal Ashua, the fifth son, lunged forward. A holy soul. That's too much, father. They are only for those with merit. What has he accomplished? He sneered. Even if he burned the metal, he only angered the Pitbull family. Isaac slumped. Ili cut him off coldly. Tell me, Gal, what did you do when they sent us that humiliating gift? Gal froze. The family head roared, eyes blazing. They messed around on Ashura land. Yet you let them go, and now you defend them. Gal remained silent. Other than criticize my nephew, what have you done? Have you taken his life? Ili's eyes sharpened. Even beasts protect their young. The Ashua family protects everything. Isaac gloated internally. Ili continued, the youngest one protected our family's pride. Is that not glory? Gal collapsed to the floor. The order was given, gather everyone at the main building. Standing before his family, Ali announced, we will bless Isaac. Days later, Reli hurried after his father. Father, aren't you simply granting a holy soul? What do you mean? Ali stopped. Don't you understand? Using the temple's fire or water to purify the Skeleton King's curse would kill it. It's too intense. It would destroy everything demonic, preventing Isaac from learning exorcism. He'd never get past level 4. I will let Isaac choose between fire, water, and a holy soul. A family member smirked. So this is a test. He'd never give it away so easily. 3 orbs of energy hovered before Isaac. Choose one, Ili commanded. Reli held his breath. Fire, water, holy soul. Please choose the white one. The room was silent as the baby's small hand reached out. To everyone's astonishment, he grabbed the red fire orb. Isaac held his prize high and cheered. The scoffer turned to his disappointed companion. Don't be discouraged. Level 4 is enough for an Ashua child to bring glory to. A brilliant flash of light cut him off. The fire orb in Isaac's hand cracked, releasing an uncontrollable torrent of holy fire. What is this? The temple's flame. The elders cried in horror. From within the fire, a graceful, cracked-skinned form emerged. Reli was stunned. Impossible. That's a powerful holy soul. Even the patriarch, Ali Ashua, was pushed back by the force. Father. Gal screamed frantically. Don't make a fuss, Gal, Ili replied coldly. I never said there was only one soul. He smirked. The foundation of the Ashua house is water, but the boy used fire to melt the Pope's gold. I said a trap, and he chose the right answer. Chelak's calm shattered into rage. Eliot Ashua, you must have lost your mind. How dare you summon me, a king, to the mortal world? Her aura forced the elders to their knees. A killing intent filled the hall, followed by a wave of furious fire that swept everyone away. A holy defensive spell, the elders shouted in desperation. Father, are you trying to burn down our domain? All yelled over the roar of the flames. I did not summon it, Eli said calmly, pointing to the table. That boy did. Gal froze. Lily smiled, unused. That boy. Isaac broke into a cold sweat. I could actually die here. The fire spirit hovered majestically over the chaos. Isaac panicked. I only meant to summon a mid-tier spirit. How did it end up being king tier? A crazy thought crossed his mind. What if he used all my holy power? The shadow entity beside him realized what was happening. A fire that resists magic. That's right. A fire capable of converting mana into holy power. Master, this would be very useful. Yes. But how do you get someone like this to obey? Isaac thought, wringing his hands anxiously. A king tier spirit meant a connection to the divine realm. Exactly what he wanted to avoid. It's the crazy holy spirit the gods severed ties with, an elder shouted. Illy stroked his chin. They criticized its hair color, didn't they? How petty. Silence, you lower beings. Shellac threw a blast of fire at the elder, then turned to Illy. I was not the one who summoned you, Illy said. He pointed at the infant. He did. Isaac forced an awkward smile. Are you insane? Shellac roared. You sacrificed a baby to Sun and Mei. Your family may be in decline, but how could you do that to a child? Isaac immediately began waving his chubby hands and babbling, perfectly playing the innocent infant. Inside, however, a wicked plan forms strong, and hates the gods. I will definitely make you mine. Fine, I will confirm it myself, Shellac growled. If he is truly my summoner, he must endure this. A massive fireball shot towards the seated baby. Isaac, Illy shouted, reaching out hopelessly. That's right, Shellac sneered. I'd rather put you to rest with my own hands. Smoke and scorched earth filled the air. As it cleared, Isaac sat there babbling happily, completely unharmed. You should be convinced now, Illy declared. Form a contract, or break it and face the penalty. Shellac ground her teeth, golden eyes blazing. Penalty. I'll take this opportunity to destroy the lands and enjoy my freedom. She pointed at the patriarch. Just sit there and watch your lands burn, you fool. Her insult was cut short. Isaac had grabbed the fire spirit sleigh, who suddenly shrunk to a doll-like form. Isaac, that's not food. Illy and the others rushed over in panic. This time, Shellac froze. You crazy bastards. How did you raise this child? She screamed as Isaac happily gnawed on her arm. I'll retreat for now, but I will return this humiliation. Trying to teleport, Isaac thought, his eyes flashing red. See you later, fools. Shellac shouted, disappearing in a flash of light. We're trying to. Silence fell in the room. Isaac innocently chewed on the fire spirit doll, while his inner voice whispered. Too bad, isn't it? Shellac panicked. She hadn't disappeared. The Skeleton King's demonic energy bound her like a fiery chain, nullifying her magic. What the hell is this? An elder cried. Demonic energy. That's because he swallowed the Skeleton King's finger, Illy explained calmly, ignoring his son's horror. Shellac moaned. As the embodiment of holy light, she was extremely vulnerable. A power, it's disappearing. Father, please stop, Gaul pleaded. Sorry, can't do that, Illy replied. He turned to the spirit. Stay in my nephew's body, and purify the Skeleton King's mana. Do that, and I will let you go. Refuse, and I will let you be eaten. You lunatics, Shellac screamed. I would have cut ties long ago if this wasn't the saintly family, but she had no choice. She ground her teeth. Fine, I'll use this kid to mess with that damn Skeleton King. Suddenly, Isaac squeezed her, his voice echoing in her head. Damn what? Say that again. Terrified, Shellac changed her tune. 4 days. Confine me with this one for exactly 4 days. I was hoping for longer, Illy mused. He raised his voice. Open the gates of the eastern castle. Take Isaac and the spirit. No one is to enter until the purification is complete. Father, the eastern castle is. Gaul began. Enough. Illy's cold gaze silenced the room. Isaac happily gnawed on the spirit. Internally, he cheered. His exile was right next to the massive mana stone storage. Soon after, a violent explosion of demonic energy rocked the eastern castle. Outside, servants gossiped. Young Master Isaac has lost his succession rights. Is he really cursed? Wild rumors spread that Isaac had withered into a bald old man or a skinless skeleton. Time passed in a blur of fire and curses. Then, chaos erupted again. A manager hurried down the hall, ignoring the maid's screams, and threw open the heavy doors. Lord Isaac. She gasped. Are you all right? Isaac sat calmly on the floor, sucking on a lullaby. How strong was the curse that you're still so small? The manager whispered. I deliberately kept myself small, Isaac thought. A baby's body absorbs power best. It was the only way to reach a new realm. Beside him, Shellac writhed. No matter what, I have to purify this damn kid, she hissed. She looked at Isaac in despair. Why do you have more mana today? I was almost done yesterday. She screamed, unable to understand why the demonic energy kept pouring out of him. Isaac smirked, revealing the secret only to himself. Because I've been absorbing mana from the cores under the axe for 10 years, you fool. After a decade of effort, he had finally gathered enough. Shellac collapsed from exhaustion, while the dark entity within him rejoiced. Without a proper education, I can now use 6th level holy magic, he proudly declared to himself. It will be okay. Aster, the manager reported. The Pope is also mobilizing. Isaac turned. The Pope. She picked him up. They're going to execute the 14 henchmen of the Skeleton King for threatening the Empire. Isaac screamed internally. Are they insane? I need those guys. Unaware of his panic, the manager placed him in his crib. You damned scammers, he cursed. I have to do something. Elsewhere, a noble beamed at his son. Well done, Shuri. The youngest ordained priest. I hear the princess herself will attend your ceremony. It's nothing, Shuri replied with humble confidence. And your son, after all. That you are. You did well for. The father froze as Shuri vanished in a flash of blue light. Shuri. Shuri screamed as he was thrown through the air, slamming onto the floor. He looked up in horror at a familiar figure leaning against the railing. Hey, Shuri, Isaac said, his voice menacing. Do you want to die? Still haven't given up laying. You think getting into the academy is a big deal? You crazy bastard. Shuri cursed internally. All your accomplishments are thanks to my training, Isaac declared smugly. I tried my best too. Do you think it's easy to be at the top of the class? Shuri retorted, then deflated. But it's true. Without you, I couldn't have done it. Maybe I should prepare for that too, Isaac mumbled. Shuri explained that most holy magic could only be used after ordination. You will help me, Shuri, Isaac commanded, flying towards him. Sensing the killing intent, Shuri stood at attention. How can I help? Isaac smiled sinisterly. Hand over everything, the competition rewards. Whatever Gaul gave you, all of it, the devil, Shuri thought. He hugged Isaac to change the subject. By the way, what's this about the Skeleton King's subordinates being killed? Since the incident at the Relic Vault, they've stopped following orders. They're just waiting to die so they'll be executed. Isaac turned away, determined. There's no other way. I'll do it this year. Do you what? The priest ordination ceremony. You haven't even entered the academy. How can you do that? Isaac glared. Are you laughing? No. Shuri hastily explained. You can be ordained through a letter of recommendation, but it requires achievements that prove your qualifications. You have to save a famous person's life. Isaac realized he only had a month. He grabbed Shuri by the collar. The princess will be there, right? Yes. But. And the princess is a person of very high social standing, isn't she? A sinister smile appeared on Isaac's face. He had a plan. Meanwhile, at the Eshwa Mansion's training grounds, a silver-haired man stood with his arms crossed. Really, he ordered 2 guests. Isaac will not go to the capital. Sir, he needs to attend this year's founding festival, the female teacher pleaded. It's where all saintly candidates are ordained. The family had remained cold. Though Isaac had been in seclusion for 10 years, the nobility still whispered about the miracle he had performed 17 years ago, eager to see him return. The teacher pressed on. It's my lifelong wish to educate him. The ceremony coincides with the princess's birthday. She played her trump card. Even the Pope will be there. The family had paused. The Pope. The news that the Pope would personally bestow the title of hero, a power-multiplying tool, and a golden opportunity, stunned the man. The family had tried to back out. Isaac is not old enough to be ordained. What does age mean in the face of talent? The female teacher retorted. Faced with the educator's persistence, the family had sighed. Fine, have it your way. The teacher cheered, but the family head gave a meaningful smile. However, you must take responsibility for your words. Meanwhile, Isaac sat smugly in the lap of an emaciated Shuri Ashua. Memories of the mansion's explosion returned. A stranger had watched the blaze from afar, muttering, so it's over there. He had identified the terrifying power unleashed a king-tier, magic-resistant Holy Spirit, specifically the one who had failed to become king due to a personality disorder. A dark plan for the papal family collected Holy Spirits. If he stole this one, his position would be secured. He had an ace up his sleeve, a plant capable of nullifying holy power. He would suppress Isaac, trigger the Skeleton King's demonic energy, and reap the benefits. This is the room, Professor. The door opened, and the eager guests entered. We finally get to meet young Master Isaac. One man remarked. His appearance hasn't changed from 10 years ago. Isaac's innocent red eyes looked up. He grinned. Welcome to my recommendation letters. The teachers clutched their chests, smitten. Oh, my heart. Only the family head was immune, glaring at the child. How dare you seduce me, you cheeky brat. Isaac decided to make his move. He pushed holy power into the man holding him to trigger the Skeleton King's energy. Come on, Lose control. Silent. Nothing happened. Isaac nuzzled his head into the man's chest, feigning innocence while panic rose. Why is there no reaction? I used enough power. The fire spirit on his head snapped. Hey kid, kill that priest. The man smiled triumphantly. A king tier spirit. My chance. He clutched a handkerchief in his pocket that emitted a dark vapor. Isaac innocently reached for a cloth to wipe his sweat, then froze at the scent. Don't tell me. He had walked into a trap. Suddenly, the fire spirit coughed violently, clutching her neck as her sacred energy went haywire. Dark power erupted from her. Jelak screamed frantically. It's losing control. Be careful, Professor. The mastermind crushed a magic ring. Now is the time. A ball of fire formed in his palm, the ultimate pain spell. He launched the destructive energy at the spirit under the guise of suppression. Shalak shrieked in agony as the flames consumed her. Isaac just smiled. Did you really think that would work? The butler and manager rushed in. Isaac, young master, the audience has gathered. Enough. Isaac looked at the energy ball in his hand and closed his eyes. The chaotic demonic energy was instantly drawn towards the cradle, surging through the room and pushing back the witnesses in horror. What? Young Master Isaac is absorbing the demonic energy himself. Isaac's eyes opened, his red pupils glowing. He snapped his fingers. The demonic energy has been dealt with. He gestured to the spirit. You should stop Sue. Pure blue sacred energy enveloped the fire spirit, instantly quelling her frenzy. Blue sacred energy. Oh my god, the butler gasped. The manager gaped, suspended in midair. Shalak calmed, her flames extinguished. She stared at her body, shocked by the power that had subdued her. The teachers cheered. He controlled the skeleton king's energy and pacified the spirit. The butler looked at his young master, his voice trembling. A miracle, Isaac. Tears welled in his eyes. He finally spoke. I am so proud. Internally, Kim Ji-ak was annoyed. Damn it. Why was that the important part? The crowd cheered, unaware of the baby's calculations. Meanwhile, the observer collapsed. Damn it. How could this happen? Shalak hovered above, dripping with sarcasm. I'm asking the same thing, loyal subordinate. Her eyes blazed. Who was the mastermind? Mastermind. It's a misunderstanding. I only came to see young Master Isaac. With anti-fire equipment, a necklace, and a bracelet, Shalak snapped. Say misunderstanding one more time. She roared. From now on, all fire spirits will sever ties with the papal family. She smirked at the man. Don't misunderstand. I just don't like your face. The observer panicked. Wait, how can a spirit break a divine covenant? Those stupid rules mean nothing. As Kim Ji-ak smiled, Shalak crushed the observer. Get lost. She approached Isaac. You saved me, and controlled the skeleton king's energy. I will stay and repay this debt. Shalak had fallen right into his trap. The teachers nodded. We must return to the Holy Nation and report this. The plan was a complete success. Kim Ji-ak couldn't hide his sinister smile. Really arrived at the patriarch's office. Eli Ashua announced the Holy Nation had approved Isaac's ordination. So soon. Because he saved the investigators. Really asked. No, because he possesses a king-tier Holy Spirit. Ili held up a paper. More importantly, I tested Isaac's knowledge. He got perfect score on all 1,600 questions. Really was speechless. Besides his bad attitude, he sighed, the boy has no flaws. Ili nodded. We just need to check the personality test. A truth-telling test. Really read the first answer. Conquer the family. It is mine. They chuckled, but the second answer wiped the smiles off their faces. Ambition behead all the gods. Really crumpled the paper at the last answer. Goal destroy this country. Eli's voice dropped. Only we know this. If he takes this test again. Really trembled. He will be executed for heresy. Eli slammed the table. Accept the ordination on his behalf. Don't let Isaac leave the house. We must prioritize home education. In his room, Isaac clutched his luggage. A shadow whispered, Master, have you decided? Of course. Grinning, the boy heaved his fortune onto his back. Time to run away from home. At the Roman Royal Academy, rumors swirled through the Holy Magic Department. I heard a 10-year-old is being ordained. Mage Sefid, a red-haired young man, scoffed. Who does he think he is? A kid who can't even walk. He turned to his classmates. He hasn't grown an inch in 10 years. Cursed by the Skeleton King. Don't you think so? Shuri, a blond young man, remained silent. It must be a formality. Another student reassured him. The brown-haired friend sighed in relief, but cursed internally. That annoying bastard. Mage sneered. It must be nice to live in the Saintess's family. Even an unqualified brat gets to be a priest. His brown-haired friend slammed the table, screaming internally. This bastard won't stop. A cold voice cut in from the doorway. You are underestimating the priests of the holy nation, Mage said. Hina Barrett emerged from the shadows, smirking. Most importantly, the one who accepted Isaac's nomination was your own father, Duke Reinsefet. I didn't realize you were foolish enough to insult your own blood. Nigel spun around. Shut up. You're not even a student. What are you doing here causing trouble? I was invited, Hina replied calmly, as an advisor and holy magic instructor for your graduating class. Nigel and his friends froze. Hina turned his attention to Shuri. I'm worried about you too, Shuri. Since Isaac is cursed and can't become a priest, we can only hope the Ashura family survives until you become the patriarch. Shuri stood rigid, curious at the implication he was just a placeholder. Hina smiled, telling himself to hold back. On it. I don't need your help, Shuri snarled. He turned his back, storming out. Mind your own business. In his luxurious storm, Shuri threw a book to the floor. You bastards. How dare they mock me? He paced the empty room, fuming. My family doesn't even care about my ordination because of that useless runaway brat. He held his head in despair. He should just go bald like the Skeleton King. A small figure crawled out of a suitcase, eyes murderous. What did you just say? Shuri panicked. Hair loss. Do you want to die? I'm here to be ordained, Kim Ji-ek explained, dusting himself off. My uncle and grandfather wouldn't allow it, so we ran away. He clutched a strange object, his expression changing. Putting that aside, look at you, carelessly letting trash from the papal family call you a placeholder. Shuri tried to speak. Shut up. An invisible force knocked Shuri down. Isaac lunged, punching and kicking mercilessly. How dare he disrespect the Ashua family? The Ashua house is mine. Only I have the right to insult and destroy them. Standing over his beaten cousin, Isaac declared, remember this well. I am the one who will burn the house of Ashua. Shuri moaned on the floor. God, please save that bastard. Don't overdo it, Isaac ordered, stepping off. Get up. Lead the way. We're going to deal with the scum whom insulted you. Shuri stumbled after Isaac into the lavish dining hall. The strange child immediately drew attention. Whoa, a red-haired girl remarked. His hair color is so pretty. Isaac hummed playfully, then shouted. Which bastard dared to mess with the house of Ashua? The red-haired girl turned. Shuri froze. That's Neki Sefet. Nigel, his sister. Panic rose. I have to stop him before the investigators get involved. Bang. Shuri lunged too late. Isaac was already standing on Naki's table. Hey, Ridhan. He pointed a finger in her face. You bullied Kim Shuri, didn't you? I've never bullied Shuri, Naki replied calmly. Nigel did. Isaac grinned. So you admit it. Shuri held his head in helplessness. Suddenly, a shadow whispered to Isaac, Master, he sends a familiar energy from this girl. A powerful aura flared around Naki, the energy of one of the 5 supreme gods. Amidst the tension, a voice spoke to the boy. You must be the rumored Isaac. Neki Sefet sneered, mocking the cursed child and the Pope's son opposite her. She scorned that the Ashua family would soon be purged from the 5 great faiths. What a typical high society type, Kim Hyak thought. Shuri Ashua intervened frantically. Isaac, don't get involved with that red-haired family. Let's go home. The blonde boy ignored him. Shut up. I need to be ordained. You never will be, Naki declared coldly. Nigel will appeal to the holy nation and have it nullified. Shuri ground his teeth, cursing Naki's brother internally. Even if Nigel does nothing, your behavior is grounds for nullification, Naki added. Behind her, a red-hooded escort whispered, My lady, should I call an investigator? Don't. Shuri screamed in desperation. 70 of the investigators are from that red-haired family. Terrified, he grabbed Kim Ji-ek. Ishak, let's go. Suddenly, a piercing shriek startled everyone. A massive beastly foot wreathed in dark purple demonic energy slammed onto the floor. A giant demon beast materialized. It's a demon beast. Amidst the panic, Kim Ji-ek grinned. This is my insurance. Neki froze. Her escort lunged. My lady, Dan. A swipe from the beast sent the guard flying. The creature roared, leaping over him to attack Neki. So fast, she gasped in horror. Kim Ji-ak held up a toy. Hey, Dilda. Wait. The beast stopped inches from Naki, snatched the toy, and ran to its master, happily licking his face. Took you long enough, Isaac crumbled. The beast growled, asserting its overwhelming presence. You monster, Nikki yelled. Shuri moaned. Kim Ji-ak's red eyes flashed coldly. Get lost. The ferocious beast wagged its tail and darted off like a puppy, disappearing from sight. A shadow entity whispered to Isaac, as expected of my master, summoning a demon beast just to put on a show of chasing it away. White-armored investigators stormed in. Where's the beast? Neki pointed as the captain ordered a pursuit. An investigator approached her. Milady, are you all right? Shuri watched, stunned. An investigator. He picked up Kim Ji-ak, forcing a smile. We'll be on our way. Stop. No one is to leave until the investigation is complete. We're screwed, Shuri thought. We don't know anything. Isaac paused. Neki shouted. She pointed at the boy. He saved my life. Kim Ji-ak looked blankly from Shuri's arms at a face that had flipped faster than a pancake. Neki approached. Isaac, right. She blushed, blustered. My words were a bit harsh. I'm sorry. But it's not like I'm grateful or anything. Shuri sweated. What is wrong with this girl? The crowd whispered about the boy receiving a compliment. An escort noted the rumors about his skills must be true. Nearby, Princess Charlotte Alexilla of the Holy Nation wondered if this was the baby her brother had mentioned. Meanwhile, at the Ashram mansion, a voice echoed from a communication orb. Why the refusal? Azure Cardinal. Is your nephew's ordination not a good thing? Eli Ashwa cut in. Get lost. It's none of my business. My nephew will be educated at the Ashram mansion until he's an adult. Eli ground his teeth at the warning that the child's personality would be twisted. That's exactly the problem. The voice in the orb changed tone. I wonder if you've heard. A platinum blonde infant is loitering around the academy. Eli froze. Isaac. He yelled towards the balcony. Really startled. Yes, father. Eli rushed out, grabbing his son and ordering, we are going to the capital now. Really looked confused, but it takes a week to get to the capital. Eli checked his watch. We have 23 hours and 48 minutes. The Azure Cardinal growled with iron determination. We run. The next day, at the academy, Shuri pounded on the door. Hey, Isaac, what are you doing? He leaned against the wooden door, desperate. Why does a child whose head is a third of his body want a priest's robe? Thumb out. Everyone's already inside. They'll laugh at yes. Shuri slid to the floor in helplessness. I'm screwed. Please just give up and go home. He turned back, clasping his hands in prayer. I beg you. Shuri froze, his face paling in horror. Kim Ji-ak smirked mischievously. Let's go, Kim Shuri. The ordination banquet was a solemn affair. Candidates took their seats, whispers echoing, until a voice commanded everyone to stand. Shuri startled. Heavy footsteps heralded the 5 patriarchs of the great families. Gal Ashua, the successor, adjusted his collar. I will be the next patriarch of the Ashua house. The Azure Cardinal. Suddenly, Cardinal Ali Ashur rushed in. Am I not late? He grabbed Gal. Have you seen Isaac? Gal blinked. He should be at home, couldn't he? Really, out of breath. It's too late. I think Isaac is with Shuri. His Holiness, the Pope, has arrived, the Master of Ceremonies announced. Pope Giulio Bariat entered, exuding absolute authority. He raised a hand, blessings upon Hala. As the Pope sat on his throne, a silver-haired patriarch noted, Isaac is nowhere to be seen. The ceremony began. Shuri clutched a wine glass. I should feel relieved. Then the name Isaac Ashwa was called. Eli scowled. Why keep calling his name? He's not even here. Present. Eli spat out his wine. Gal and Riley turned, jaws agape. Gan Chiag, now a handsome young man, emerged with a smile. Shuri was stunned. Isaac. Shock rippled through the hall. Eli crushed his glass. Another patriarch jumped up. What the hell? Step forward, Isaac, the master of ceremonies continued. The boy strode confidently. Riley ran to the family table, sobbing with joy. Isaac, when did you grow up so fast? You're even wearing the suit I had made. Whispers erupted. Isn't he a baby? Is the curse broken? Kim Ji-ak ignored them, a mysterious smile on his face. A red-haired patriarch crushed his armrest. Skeleton King, what have you done to Isaac? Eli roared, fearing his nephew was being manipulated. My son does not smile like that. A silver-haired candidate observed thoughtfully. Has the Ashura family's curse disappeared? He mused that it might be a blessing. Hien Chiak reached the throne where Pope Giulio Barriat sat. He silently sized up the man. He's the Pope. The energy coming off him is insane. A crazy thought entered Kim Ji-yak's mind. Or should I just behead him right now? Ali and Reli were horrified. Ali panicked. I have to stop him. He pushed the red-haired patriarch, causing a commotion. Boot. My hand slipped. Another patriarch jumped up. Ah, a cockroach. The brown-haired patriarch was stunned. Are you guys insane? It was the size of my head, the other insisted. Silence, the priest ordered, trying to restore order. Next his Shuri Ashua. Step forward. Isaac scratched his head, annoyed by the delay. From his throne, Pope Giulio Barriat watched in silence. The priest announced the next stage, the audience with the gods. On the balcony, Gal Ashua beamed at his son. As the Holy Grail was brought out, the threat of excommunication hung in the air. A blue supreme god will surely appear, Eli told his son. Reli clasped his hands. Surely, no matter how bad it gets, it can't be an evil god. Wait. If that happens, we'll just destroy it. Reli stammered as his father grabbed him by the collar. Destroy what? Isaac. Eli watched Shuri face the Grail. The Holy Grail. Why destroy the child? In the howl, Shuri pricked his finger. A drop of blood fell, stirring the water and emitting a blue surge of power. A brilliant pillar of light enveloped him. As expected, Gal Ashura said proudly. A high-ranking blue god has descended for my son. Isaac watched coolly. So the Ashura family serves the god of light, a pathetic god of righteousness and purity. He held up his bleeding finger. As for me, any god who meets me is just a nuisance. He let the blood drop. The head priest froze. This is. The water turned murky, then black. A torrent of demonic energy erupted from the Grail. Reli and Ili watched in silence. That is. Eli stammered. A giant skeletal form emerged from the smoke. The Skeleton King, Eli screamed. The entity loomed over the hall, radiating death. Eli collapsed, his eyes glowing red with uncontrollable power. Isaac looked up blankly, confused. But Eli snarled, gathering blue energy. Eyes red. Die, he charged. But the Skeleton King acted first. Chains shot out from the shadows, binding Isaac. A dark voice boomed. I have been waiting for this, saint. What? I will destroy this holy nation, the Skeleton King roared. Starting with this one. Bound in chains, Isaac wondered. What's wrong with him? His shadow entity screamed in his head. He looks just like he used to. How disgusting. What the hell is this impersonator? He glared angrily. My master is even more of a failure than this one. The head priest and the red-haired patriarch attacked in unison. Golden and red magic shot towards the enemy. Eli braced against the shockwave. Stand back. His eyes glowed red as he gathered a blue orb. A giant serpent of holy power was unleashed, lunging for the Skeleton King. The Skeleton King calmly faced the serpent. Patriarch of the Azure family, your strength is limited by curse. It would be best to stand still. A corner, the silver-haired patriarch sighed. I really don't want to intervene. The building might collapse. Then his eyes flashed a deadly crimson. But you talk too much. The man roared, releasing a terrifying blast of blue energy. The Skeleton King just twisted his lips into a gruesome smile. He grabbed the panicked Kim Ji-ak, holding him up as a human shield. Do you want to see this little saint die? Kim Ji-ak yelled. That's what I'm asking. A witness screamed as the energy serpent closed in. Your nephew is being held. Eli Ashwa just smiled cruelly. A saint will not die from this. Caught in the vortex, Kim Ji-ak screamed. I'm going to die. A massive explosion consumed them in blue light. Gull covered his head as the Skeleton King was swallowed by the power. The cathedral collapsed into a desolate ruin amidst the smoke. Gull stared at the epicenter. It hit him. A noble gasped at. My God, the Skeleton King is back. He hasn't been seen since he cursed the Ashua family 70 years ago. A determined voice cut through the dust. Him Jia, dirty but unharmed. Harold. That bastard is an impersonator. Eli Ashua turned, surprised. Isaac, are you okay? Whispers spread. Shuri looked at the boy, confused. Didn't the king call him a saint? The patriarch knelt to comfort Shuri, while the crowd believed the Skeleton King had been destroyed. Kim Ji-ak looked up, eyes sharp. No way, he's dead, he declared. It was just an illusion. A shadow entity appeared behind him, whispering. A shadow clone. Can you feel it? Kim Ji-ak clenched his fist. It used my mana, he mused. Did my mana core drop somewhere? He smiled sinisterly. If that impersonator has it, all the better. I'll just kill him and take it back. Elite Ashua was lost in memory, recalling his confrontation with the Skeleton King years ago. Nearby, Pope Giulio Barrett thought, if it hadn't attacked, he would have killed Isaac too. In the memory, the Pope comforted a crying Shuri Ashua. But why? The child sobbed. The Pope's mind drifted further to the greatest god his family had served for millennia, one who stood above the 5 supreme gods. Fury usurped you. You almost chose the kid from the Ashura family. The flashback ended as the Pope watched Ali Ashua leave. In the rubble, Ali Ashua approached Kim Ji-ak. Isaiah, let's go home, Billy said, holding out a hand. Suddenly, he grabbed Kim's head with a cold smile. My nephew has spectacularly defeated the curse. Grandpa will buy you candy. Ali leaned in close. Kim recoiled internally. He looks like he's dragging me to a slaughterhouse. Dude. A cold voice cut in. The silver-haired young man stepped forward. I don't think Isaac should return just yet. The ground trembled as dark energy erupted. Ghastly monsters roared from the rubble. Surrounded, Ali Ashua calmly said, there are still a few things to resolve here. The nearby priests watched in frustration. There's nothing more to be done, Patriarch. Kim Ji-ak smirked. I don't think we should be in a hurry to go back. He strode towards the stunned young man. The young man growled, you arrogant bastard. You call yourself a saint just because you grew up. I'll show you who the real saint is. Holy power swirled in Kimmy's palm. He pushed his hand forward. Purify. A divine light enveloped them, scorching the beasts. The patriarch exclaimed, excellent. It's been 100 years since I've seen such a pure light. But a spectacled priest frowned. Why use a purification spell instead of an attack? The beasts weren't dead, just stunned. Kim Ji-ak remembered the woman who had taught him. There was no other way. Selich was the only one I could learn holy arts from. He mused. However, once a purification holy art reaches level 6. A wicked smile curved his lips. It inflicts damage over time on a wide area. The demonic monsters screamed, wraithing violently. The silver-haired young man blocked him. Move. Your art can't destroy them, he thought. Even a once-in-a-century talent only reaches level 5. You are no match for me, he declared. Look closely. But the ball of holy power in his hand crumbled to dust. Kim Ji-ak snorted. Focus your attacks on multiple parts. The young man turned angrily. Don't you know anything? These monsters have extreme regenerative abilities. Isaac's laughter drowned out his words. He crossed his arms, smirking. You kid, you don't know anything. Those are decoys. He scanned the rubble. Where is the core? Blue divine power poured from his palm, sweeping across the room. Found it. He focused on a small, glowing bug. The silver-haired young man frowned. It's just a bug. Without a word, Isaac stabbed it with a pin. Dark energy exploded outward, hitting the young man. He collapsed. Isaac smirked, holding up the remains. It slowly poisons humans. Simultaneously, the other students fell, their bodies convulsing. The silver-haired young man gazed, remembering the enemy's threat. That skeleton, it wants to destroy the holy nation. Isaac smiled wickedly, and these students are its future. While the priests shouted orders amidst the chaos, Isaac watched calmly until a golden power swept through the hall. His eyes widened. Wait. If you purify them all at once. The remaining dark energy lingered around the students. The shadow entity whispered, Master, this is our chance. Isaac grinned. You are a genius. Pope Giulio Barrett raised his staff. A boundless light filled the room, absorbing the toxins. Isaac and the young man were stunned. The Pope smiled benevolently. You need not worry about the poison. You useless bastards, Kim Ji-ak muttered. His plan was ruined. A heavy stomp shook the floor. A giant wolf demon materialized. You dare to challenge the great king. It roared. Despair. I will drag you to your graves with me. Isaac's red eyes flashed. A wave of invisible pressure slammed into the beast. This power, the wolf gazed. As it was blown away, it heard Isaac's dismissive voice as if it's a big deal. During the cleanup, the silver-haired young man stared at Isaac. He dismissed a demon with a single glance. He clenched his fists. Impossible. He grabbed a passing student. That skill. Only the Pope can use it. Meanwhile, news of the Skeleton King spread, causing a stir. At a high council meeting, Pope Giulio announced there was a problem with the holy water basin. We are investigating. Was it outsiders? The Patriarch asked. Only partially. The truth was revealed. The Holy Dragon's barrier, at the Asho Mansion, was weakening. At the Asho Mansion, Kim Ji-ak read the newspaper. The invasion weakened the barrier. Since the dragon is connected to the royal family, the Pope isn't responsible. Smart. My nephew is such a good reader. A surprised voice rang out. His uncle clapped insincerely. Congratulations on your ordination, nephew. Relit Ashua beamed. Isaac of ours is now fluent. He can finally read the Skeleton King's cursed letter. The door flew open. The Azure Cardinal Elit Ashwa entered. Allen. Good. You're both here. Isaac, can you leave us for a moment? As Kim Ji-ak left, Eli wasted no time. Third level holy art, absolute soundproofing. Silence enveloped the room. Rili asked, was the soundproofing really necessary? Cole looked equally confused. It's about Isaac, Eli said gravely. During the ordination, I think Isaac was chosen by an evil god. He let the words hang in the air. It was clearly not a normal summon. That symbol has never appeared before. He lowered his voice. Only the Pope and the Golden Cardinal saw it, and the Pope tried to kill it. Unless it was an evil god, there's no way he would have done that. Gaul mumbled. If it wasn't an evil god. A realization hit him. Could it be a symbol of the Golden Faith? The Golden Faith. Rayleigh shouted. They're obsessed with purity, Gaul explained. They wouldn't overlook our family summoning one of their gods. Billy nodded. It could even be a god they've never summoned themselves. Isaac must have done it, Rayleigh exclaimed. Unlikely, Gaul said flatly, deflating him. Use a holy relic as bait for Shuri, Healy commanded. Gaul, investigate the Papal family. If you do well, Shuri will be rewarded, and Isaac will be under special supervision until his internship begins. Eli clenched his fist. If Isaac fails, it's a test of faith again. The image of a strange dark priest flashed in their minds. Treason. We must prevent it at all costs. You will be starting your internship soon, Healy ground out. Ridley was rambling about the past when Isaac cut him off. Stop it. It sounds like military service. An intern whispered earnestly, do your best. This evaluation decides your future. Oh, right, Isaac replied. Gaul smiled cheerfully. Are you interested in the sacrificial ritual? Isaac gave a sinister smile. 3. Especially in the execution of the Skeleton King's subordinates. I am happy to see your faith growing. Let me explain the ritual. Gaul began a rambling discourse, lost in his own theology. Isaac looked utterly bored. He looked so happy, he thought. He whispered to the demon beside him. Those low-level gods better start praying. I'm going to tear them apart. Completely misinterpreting, Gaul smiled. Isaac wants to act himself. That fighting spirit is admirable. The team with the highest score will have the honor of performing the execution. Good luck, Shahiri. Hearing the words group project, Isaac froze, his face pale with horror. Gaul clapped him on the shoulder. I hope you get what you want. Yeah, his uncle, Isaac said stiffly. There's no other way. He beamed. I'll kill the other teams, then go save my subordinates. Seeing the innocent smile, Gaul sighed in relief. How could a child like this become a dark priest? Suddenly, a man asked, by the way, Isaac, which god came to you during the ordination? Isaac froze. Af. In his mind, a dark priest screamed. Destruction. An annoying symbol, Isaac finally said. Made me want to vomit. The men's faces went pale. An evil god, Gaul whispered. They quickly backed away. It's okay. Faith is what matters. I don't care, Isaac shrugged. Upon being told the Golden Cardinal wanted to see him, he frowned. What does the old man want again? Isaac Ashua, Rayleigh called, staring at the defiant boy. Suddenly, the door crashed down. Keenan Barrett stood there, eyes sharp. I have something to say to you. Rayleigh and the brown-haired man watched tensely as Keena approached. Isaac. Keena took the boy's hand, leaning in close. I thought you were useless. And I mean it, Isaac. Isaac ground his teeth. You bastard. Are you crazy? You want to start something? Keena smiled. I realized you hid yourself for 10 years to focus on your training, keeping your skills pure from the vermin. The holy consecration proved you possess extraordinary talent. Isaac stared in horror. I'm starting to get scared. This guy is truly insane. Keena held out a hand. Let's train together under my grandfather. We will go straight to the professional world. Take my hand, Isaac. We will behead the Skeleton King in front of everyone, and together we will lead this empire. The brown-haired man was stunned. Is this the new way the Papal family bullies people? No. He looks too serious. The conditions are so good they give me chills. Isaac slapped Kina's hand away. Get lost. Kina blinked in surprise, but the brown-haired man just smirked. That's right. He was always a lunatic. Kina tried to press his offer, but Isaac cut him off. I'm not interested. He pointed at the brown-haired man. If you really want to take something with you, take that. He's on a whole other level from you. The brown-haired man fumed in silence. Kina lost his patience. You have extraordinary talent. Strong enough to dismiss a demon with a single glance. A shadow entity whispered in Isaac's ear. I think this bastard just wants to learn that technique from me. Makes me want to do it even less. Isaac pushed Kina back. Get lost. Just imagining the Pope's lessons makes me sick. Kina froze. Did you just say my grandfather is so disgusting he makes you want to vomit? Of course. I wanted to behead him on the spot. A hand clamped over Isaac's mouth. The force of the arrival sent Riley and the others stumbling. My nephew is busy. A commanding voice said. Iluli Ashura, the Azure Cardinal, slung the boy over his shoulder. Don't loiter around him anymore. Kina screamed as Isaac was hauled away. If you play with him, that trashy nature will rub off on you. Eli growled, clenching his hand. Left behind, Kina could only stare in shock. Slung over the shoulder, a venomous vow formed in Kim Ji-e's heart. You Ashua, I will destroy your entire family. Now a new challenge awaited. The Pentagon test. A trial overseen by the cardinals of the four great faiths white, blue, and black. I have to pass this test to become a priest, no matter what, Kim Ji told himself. Dressed in his internship uniform, he asked, my teammates are here, right? He soon realized the teams were formed along family lines as set up to incite faction wars. Nearby, Shuri Ashua boasted loudly about arranging a team full of acquaintances. Isaac smiled faintly, pushing open a door. I'll whip them into shape, then go save my subordinates. He grinned, sensing a presence. He's here. Instead, a voice ordered the crowd, tie that bastard up. Before Isaac could react, he was surrounded. We heard you're the one who bullied Shuri. The two ringleaders sneered. Consider this a little game. You'll die if you tell Shuri. Isaac crossed his arms. Trouble. A teenager held up a baby rattle, sneering. Consider it a social gathering. The group burst into derisive laughter. They said he was still a baby, so it must be true. The rattle smashed into the teenager's face. The blue-haired leader gaped as his crony collapsed, bloody. The group screamed, what the hell? This crazy bastard. Isaac calmly picked up the toy. What's important is that we become closer. He flashed a savage smile as the rattle radiated dark energy. Well then, let's get real close, everyone. Amidst desperate screams, Isaac held the rattle aloft like a punishing relic. Shuri Ashua stared in disbelief at the scene. Isaac was perched atop a human pyramid. Isaac, I'm only asking, because I don't understand, Shuri said, bewildered. You call this a social gathering? The crushed figures below cried out, Shuri, save us. He's your cousin. Shuri blushed, stammering. Thank you for playing with my cousin. Then he screamed in desperation. What the hell are you thinking? The criteria is unity. Unity? Isaac asked innocently. Don't you see they're forming a pyramid? That's more than enough unity. They're only surrendering because of your strength, you lunatics. Shuri yelled. Isaac ignored him and offered a piece of paper. Whatever. Look at this. Shuri scanned the list, stunned. These are the ones who were trying to leech off you. They've been draining you for 7 years. Isaac explained. A purple-haired boy argued. Our family has nothing to give you. Are you sure? Isaac cut in, eyes glowing red. Your limbs are intact. Your organs are fresh. Isaac smiled coldly. I don't want anything special. Scraps. Just a healthy exchange. So, make sure you work as a team diligently, innocently, and faithfully. He flashed a savage smile. Understand. Understood, a trembling voice replied from below. Okay. Social gathering over. The goons scattered like a disturbed hive. A brown-haired young man ran after Isaac. What if we fail the evaluation? The first criteria is unity. Don't worry, Isaac replied. I have a plan. Follow me. Isaac cheerfully opened a large locker. Look. Inside, a candidate was bound and gagged, eyes wide with panic. Dad, Isaac exclaimed. The brown-haired man grabbed Isaac by the collar. You crazy bastard. He's a teammate. Our uncle's son. He had a letter, Isaac said calmly. I hereby withdraw from my position as a spy. They froze. Isaac removed the gag, and the brown-haired man fell to his knees before the traitor. It was Nigel, wasn't it? The captive sobbed. I'm sorry. I had no choice. He told me to sabotage the Ashua team by making unreasonable demands, knowing Shuri would accept them. Then the final truth came out. Nigel ordered us to attack Isaac as a greeting. Isaac's eyes flashed with a deadly light. Nigel Sefit. Attacking me wasn't enough. Now he's trying to get my subordinates executed. I need to teach him a lesson. Days later, a scream echoed in the luxurious mansion. You can't do it anymore. Nigel Sefit yelled at his subordinate. Is being a spy so hard? Why does everyone keep quitting? We had a social gathering. The subordinate trembled. I can't take it. Furious, Nigel waved his hand. Whatever. Get out of my sight. A female subordinate reassured him. Don't worry. The Ashua team still has 3 people loyal to our house. If they turn, the team is done for. Nigel bit his nails. That kid gets on my nerves. I should have killed him a long time ago. Even his father was interested in Isaac, which only annoyed Nigel more. Inviting him to my house. Don't make me laugh. Nigel stood up abruptly. It all ends today. He strode off with a smug smile, certain the team would finally be expelled. The candidates gathered at the Pentagon of Unity, while the supervisor rambled about team war. Isaac yawned. But when he heard the first criteria was a vote, he froze. Nigel crossed his arms. The rule was insidious. If one person voted against maintaining the team, the entire team would fail. His plan was set. The spies in the Azure team would ensure failure. Isaac noticed the infiltration as Nigel smirked. The supervisor addressed the room. I will now announce the results. Her eyes focused on the lists. Team Azure. Nigel declared confidently. This team will unanimously vote to maintain. The supervisor announced. You have passed the Pentagon of Unity test. Isaac turned with a triumphant smile. A panicked call came from behind. Isaac, wait for me. His teammate caught up, panting. How did you all unanimously pass? Remember the gold cardinal wanted to see me? Isaac asked. I told him to give me a golden elixir first. He did, so I used it to make a deal with them. The teammate panicked. You gave it to them before the vote. Isaac stopped, smiling sinisterly. It's fine. I trusted my teammates. The teammate felt a spark of hope. Has he finally become a proper clergyman? Desperate screams shattered that hope. The bullies were writhing on the floor. We did everything you asked. They crawled forward, begging for an antidote. Isaac feigned innocent. Antidote? What's that? He gave a thumbs up. I trusted they wouldn't betray me. Was it poison? The teammate cried in despair. I gave them a real golden elixir, Isaac replied calmly. Ain't he 3 flour, a dash of laxative, and a speck of gold dust. It's time they paid for draining Shuri. Please, we passed the test, the bullies begged. All right, I'll keep my promise. Where did I put it? Isaac cheerfully held up a package. Ah, found it. His teammate froze. That crazy bastard. It's a used diaper. As a bully crawled towards it, Shuri Ashua screamed in horror. Suddenly, Nigel Sefit kicked the door open. Give me back my subordinates, you bastard. I don't know how you bought them. But his men transformed into demons, attacking their former master. Shuri rushed to block them. Isaac cursed the interruption. Isaac looked down at the stunned Nigel. I heard you told them that humans seek overwhelming power in critical moments. Nigel ground his teeth. You're wrong. Their top priority is survival. No one can challenge death. Isaac smirked, his eyes glowing red. Nigel broke into a cold sweat. Impossible. The killing intent crushed him. Are those the eyes of a human? In the Holy Nation, a high-ranking cleric sat at his desk. Enter. 7 days to see an apprentice. What a nuisance. The aide entered timidly. So, Isaac refuses to come. He also said, next time, send a very large gold nugget. The gold cardinal exploded, a killing aura filling the room. Bring that bastard before me. Meanwhile, Nigel Sefit walked down the hall, seething. He stopped before a group of strangers. What are you loitering around the dorms? The group leader replied nervously, cursing his luck at running into someone from the Red Clan. Isaac appeared. Why are you late? I need the stuff for the tea party. The servants quickly played along, stammering excuses. Nigel froze, realizing he was caught in another play. As the servants turned to leave, Nigel unleashed a purifying hellfire, consuming one in desperate screams. Standing over the charred corpse, Nigel glared at Isaac. I have something to say to you. Nigel Sefit sneered, radiating a weak divine power. Don't you want to try a fun test of faith? Shuri Ashua panicked. Meadow, they'll be burned at the stake. At worst, the whole family will be destroyed. Nigel tightened his red band. I have a convenient item that reacts the moment you touch it. Use this. Suddenly, a cold voice cut in from the shadows. Isaac Ashua. Cardinal Barrett stepped forward, towering over Nigel. I didn't expect you to refuse my summons just to play games. The gold cardinal's face was twisted in anger. Am I a joke to you? He grabbed Nigel by the collar. Do you take me for a fool? Nigel froze. Cardinal Barrett, I didn't expect someone from the Red Clan to touch my servant. Nigel turned to Kim Jiak. Damn it, he's with Barrett. I apologize, sir. Kim Jiak placed a hand on his chest, feigning innocence. As you can see, young Master Nigel here forbade me from associating with the Gold Clan. I couldn't respond in time. Nigel's jaw dropped. When did I say that? He scrambled to save the situation. And why would a cardinal summon an intern? It's against the rules. Kim Jiak covered his mouth and whispered something to the cardinal, then smiled. Well, this is fun. The cardinal turned an icy glare on Nigel, the third son of the Red Clan. It seems you have too much free time. I have overlooked your actions out of respect for your father until now. No, wait, it's not like that. I will assign additional tasks to your team from the cathedral, Barrett ordered. Nigel howled in despair. Now the cardinal addressed Isaac. Come to my room. Sir, I apologize, Kim Jiak said smoothly. But I must see the Red Cardinal first. He has summoned me as well. The blatant lie left Nigel speechless. The Red Cardinal just summoned you? Barrett asked doubtfully. Yes, Isaac, sure. Nigel broke into a cold sweat. I never told him he was summoned. How does he know? At this rate, Barrett will underestimate me. I have to get out of here. Desperate, Nigel threw an arm over Isaac's shoulder. Exactly. I came to summon Isaac myself. I'll take him. The cardinal gave him a cold look that made Nigel flinch. You have a prior appointment. So be it. Oh. Barrett waved them away, then muttered as he left. But since you have inconvenienced the Gold Clan, expect more tasks starting tomorrow. Nigel roared in silent rage. He tried to regain his composure, but when he turned, Kim Jiak was gone. Where did that bastard go? Nigel screamed. A nearby candidate pointed down the hall. He went to sleep. Sleep. He said he needed to sleep early to grow. Nigel ground his teeth. It's only 2 p. He banged on the door, but inside Kim Jiak was already fast asleep, completely ignoring the noise. 3 days later, the only sound in the hallway was the dry squeak of a mop. Nigel Seffet mopped the floor, muttering, Isaac Ashua, I'm going to kill you. He collapsed, howling. Where was the justice in cleaning 18 hours a day? He could only complain to his father through the communication orb about his incompetence. I have to get that brat to my father, Nigel resolved. I'll ambush him in the prayer room. 6 hours passed. His patience was wearing thin when a teammate burst in. What are you doing? We still have work. As Nigel was dragged away, he yelled, Wait, I need to see Isaac. Then he froze. In the distance, Kim Jiak stood watching, smiling and waving as his nemesis was hauled away in despair. Isaac laughed. Another candidate approached. Fontaine. That was cruel. Did you come here just to provoke him? It was fun, Isaac replied. The shadow entity asked why the Red Cardinal was necessary. Because Cardinal Barrett will never give us a king rating, Isaac explained. The talent ranking system flashed, from the irreplaceable king tier to the worthless skeleton tier. The shadow cursed. If Barrett gives us a skeleton rating, we'll be expelled. He just wants me to die. His companion dropped a bombshell. Your mother was engaged to Cardinal Barrett. Isaac froze. His father had stolen the Cardinal's fiancée. He jumped as his shadow entity poked its head out of a paper bag. Ally with the Red Cardinal to keep Barrett in check, the friend urged. The plan was simple. Ensure Barrett's faction passed the Red faction's test to create a tacit alliance. Yes, this works, Isaac thought. A bloody hand clamped over his mouth. His teammate turned in confusion. What did you just say? He sat alone in the silent prayer room. Isaac. In a magnificent room, the Golden Cardinal heard a knock. He granted entry, and the door exploded in flames. Isaac emerged from the smoke. Hello, kidnapper. Are you well? He sneered. You act all elegant, but you send your servants to kidnap me. You impudent brat. I have something to discuss. Oh, I'm sure, Isaac interjected. Summoning me because I ignored you. Isaac Ashua, the cardinal said gravely. I want to adopt you into the Gold Clan. Isaac was stunned. Adopt. Rage flared. Is this a game? A plot to suppress the Ashua family? There are no strings attached, the cardinal said. Leave the house of Ishual. Join the house of Barrett. Isaac grew suspicious. Is it because the fake skeleton king called me a saint? He brushed it off. What do I get if I become your son? The cardinal smiled knowingly. A brat who negotiates. We will give you everything the Ashua family cannot. Isaac laughed dismissively. The Ashua family lacks for nothing. I heard they're trying to confine you. Isaac stiffened. The cardinal's voice boomed over the image of a kneeling friar. The Vatican demands restraint. The Gold Clan does not. We will support everything you want to do. Isaac narrowed his eyes. Not enough. Unless you make me the next head of the Barrett family. The cardinal paused. I thought you were aiming to be a saint. Now you want the papacy too. Joining my side would be beneficial. I am a man of the Vatican, after all. Offered territory, gold, tax exemption, and status. Isaac finally nodded. I will consider it. Excellent. We begin immediately. Wait, don't tell the Ashwa family yet. Very well. Isaac grinned. I will keep it a secret myself. Down the hall, another candidate froze, having overheard everything. He screamed. The cardinal's shadow loomed behind him. He collapsed, trembling, then staggered to his feet. I heard nothing, he shouted, fleeing. The cardinal watched him go, unconcerned, then coolly walked away. Isaac's opinion meant nothing. I only said I would think about it, Isaac thought. Never said I would go there. Isaac replied with a smug look. Even if I die, I will not join the Pepple family. Even if you die, the cardinal pressed. That's right. The cardinal ground his teeth, anger flaring at the boy's stubbornness. You are just like your mother. From your appearance to the way you talk, he growled, smiling sinisterly. He threatened that a single word from him could have Isaac excommunicated, and his future ruined. Grabbing the boy by the collar, the cardinal snarled. You know that, and yet you dare speak so. Unfazed, Isaac smirked. Then I will create a country that needs no priests or popes. Why does a country need two leaders? It will be my country anyway. The cardinal stammered, stunned. But what the hell are you? Isaac's attitude immediately brightened. To defeat the skeleton king, you need at least this much guts, right? He laughed casually. Let's just pretend I never heard your adoption offer. It will be better for you. As the cardinal held him back, Isaac leaned in, whispering, but thanks to you, I'm more interested. I wonder what happened at the ordination. What could have happened for them to want to adopt the direct care of a rival family? The question hit the cardinal like a hammer. Isaac stepped back with a triumphant smile. I'm sure the people of the empire are intensely curious too. Maybe. Meanwhile, at the Ashwa mansion, a voice echoed in disbelief. He passed the Pentagon test. Eli Ashura roared. Why did Isaac do that? He was supposed to fail. He turned away, muttering, damn it. It seems my faith wasn't strong enough. He knelt in helplessness. Raising a holy cup, he prayed, Glory to God, mighty Lord. Before his anger flared again, get lost, my nephew. Get lost. Benjamin Ashua, the second son, watched in confusion. Really, what happened to the family while I was gone? He smiled wryly. Since when did they start using the Vatican's faith to curse others? When asked if Isaac was a troublemaker, really Ashua immediately defended him. The boy is kind, innocent, polite, and intelligent. He tried to explain even as their father continued to mutter curses. I think father is just overly worried about his nephew. It's good that a potential heir has appeared, Benjamin mused, but he feels strangely uneasy. Eli was still in disbelief. Why isn't the blessing working? Riley watched him secretly, thinking it looked more like a curse. Even so, Riley said, I understand that the child now means a great deal to Grandpa. Just then, Lee Ashua returned. Greetings, family head, uncle, she asked curiously. But how did he pass the test? She received only a curt silence. The Papal family is showing excessive interest in Isaac, Lee said, his voice low with worry. He is too excellent for his ordination to be delayed, Riley thought anxiously. A heavy, oppressive atmosphere settled over the three men. Benjamin suddenly noticed an envelope. Father, who sent that letter? Italy sighed sorrowfully. It's from your fourth brother. He looked at his sons coldly. It belongs to your brother. Riley was stunned. Mole. He sent a letter. The arrogant contents of the letter stabbed at the patriarch's pride like a knife. Riley snarled. This is why we need to re-educate Isaac. If you don't think Isaac is capable, really, then you will be the next patriarch. But the boy passed the harmony test. Benjamin tried to soothe him. Perhaps there is still hope. The clockwork bird in Ellie's hand suddenly squawked. Absurd. Hope my ass. It transformed into the fire spirit, Shellac. What is it, Shellac? Ellie asked calmly. That bastard is going around using his rattle to beat up the other kids, Shellac accused furiously. Benjamin sighed. That's Isaac all right. Riley was speechless. The boy had even poisoned and blackmailed his teammates to pass the test. As Ellie tried to calm down, Shuri Ashur rushed in. Cardinal Barrett has asked to adopt Isaac. A dead silence filled the room. Benjamin quickly defended. Father, Isaac is an Ashur. There's no way he would abandon us. Shuri stammered, revealing Isaac's response. He said, excellent. What did he do to trick Isaac? Riley grabbed Shuri, roaring. The nearby servants whispered, money will solve it. Ellie's furious voice boomed. His grandfather is standing right here, and they dare to steal my family. The patriarch's killing intent filled the room. A treasure chest creaked open, gold glittering inside. Onlookers gasped. It's all from the Barrett family, an apprentice mumbled. Just for Isaac. So the rumors about his connection to the Pope are true. Isaac thought. Compensation. Push money. He looked at the gold. Mind racing with plots. Then an apprentice held up a banner for the Ashua family. Isaac of the Azure Faith. Isaac froze. The gold is fine, but what is that? Why? A messenger handed him a letter. The patriarch sent this. That stingy old man. Sweat broke out. Isaac broke the seal. Inside was a picture of Ellie Ashua making a heart symbol with a caption. You are one of his. Isaac recoiled in horror. Why are they doing this to me? Suddenly, a figure materialized, startling the crowd. Isaac jumped. Lee Ashua. He went pale, trembling as he spotted the mistress beside her. The mistress too. What? Panic rose. Damn it, Ellis. Do you know how hard I've tried to avoid you? He grabbed two apprentices, looking for an escape. A brown-haired apprentice shook Isaac. Whoa, that looked so real. That video from the communication orb, right? Isaac punched him in the face. You bastard. You scared the hell out of me. He growled. I thought she was actually here. A commanding voice echoed from the orb. You must be Isaac. The projection of Melissa Ashua smiled. I heard you grew up fast. So you really did defeat the Skeleton King's curse. I'm impressed. Isaac exhaled. Good thing it's just a projection. If she met me in person, she'd know I was the Skeleton King. I hear you were recently kidnapped by his forces, Alyssa continued, her eyes sharp and cold. You must have suffered. Elsewhere, a blue-haired woman called, Isaac. Isaac froze. No way. Can she sense me through the orb? The woman turned to a young man nearby, radiating hostility. Why do I sense Isaac's power on you? Jiak pieced it together. It's because I swallowed the Skeleton King's finger 10 years ago. He returned to reality as Melissa and Lee suddenly materialized in the flesh. Melissa smiled at the young man who had swallowed the finger. I've heard from Riley. Isaac couldn't be here anyway. Jiak ground his teeth nearby. Nigel Sefik grumbled to his companion about the Saintess's presence. Melissa walked straight up to him. Because I am concerned about you, the third son of the Red Clan. As she exposed his failures, an invisible force slammed Nigel to the ground. While Nigel stumbled, Lee stuck her tongue out at a stunned Jiak. Melissa turned to him. I have prepared a special reward anyway. Jiak's eyes lit up. A gift. Money. The reward was a nightmare. My ultimate technique. The technique that defeated even the Skeleton King. The boy gaped in horror at the priceless gift. Humiliated, Nigel roared as his teammates dragged him away. The blue-haired woman observed the crowd, her eyes hardening. This won't do. Suddenly, Melissa's voice rang out, directed at a kneeling apprentice. Did you think I would tolerate you poisoning your teammates? Molek, a spy and son of a fallen count, spoke up. Saintess, I must speak about Jiak. His qualifications should be revoked. He put on a sinister expression, then switched to mock tears. Jiak gave us poison to pass the harmony test. The accusation hung in the hall. Molek's sob, playing to the crowd. A saintly candidate using poison. Melissa looked genuinely confused. She was horrified by the accusation, while Isaac stood behind her, indifferent. In the crowd, Nigel Sefet whispered, Excellent. Get him expelled, and I'll let you on my team immediately. The blue-haired woman called, And yeah. He startled. Melissa's demeanor changed instantly. Did you think poison alone would be enough? She growled, leaving Molech confused. It's not effective for improving mental strength. You did a poor job. Molech frantically grabbed her hand. Wait, Saintess. Kim Ji-ek really did beat us black and blue. Melissa turned to lecture Isaac. Remember, hitting the flesh is no use. Next time, break their bones. She prepared to demonstrate herself, but Leah stopped her. Bill, please. It'll kill the child. Oleg screamed. Lee offered a hand to the terrified spy. Want a hand? I can break them cleanly in one go. Her smile was terrifyingly bright as Molech's screams echoed. Isaac stepped in. No need. I'll handle it. Melissa watched in silence as he bent over the cowering spy. You should have listened when I threatened you. Isaac grabbed him by the collar. From now on, you are my meat shield, and my servant. Molech cursed internally. The Ashua family are all insane. In a sunlit room within a grand building, Isaac scratched his head. Can't she ask? Do you want to be the family head? Yes, sure. Melissa pressed. What will you do if you succeed? Get rid of the saintesses. Molech screamed, but Isaac gagged the spy. The boy declared confidently, I will defeat the skeleton king. He turned to the mistress. You should quit being a saintess too, Grandma. Lee was stunned. Melissa just contemplated his audacity, then smiled mysteriously. I have committed a sin that no one should. Flashback. A young Leah held a wooden sword, listening to Melissa talk about a once-in-a-millennium opportunity to kill the skeleton king. However, I failed to do so, Melissa said, stroking the child's head. Back in the present, she finished. Even so, God did not forgive me. Because of me, the Ashua family is cursed. That is the burden I must bear. What sin did you commit? Isaac pressed. Melissa just smiled. Lee quickly defended her. I'm sure she had her reasons. Melissa stood and offered a box. Isaac, this is why I wanted to see you. Inside was the saintess's rosary. Isaac recognized its significance instantly, the only one in the world. Suddenly, a silver-haired man appeared, smirking as if to ask why she was giving away the artifact. I stored my power in it because I heard your attack spells are too weak, he explained, winking. Use it or you won't survive. I'll be coming to the Holy Nation soon to teach you how to defeat the Skeleton King. Get lost, Isaac added. Don't ever show up here again. The illusion vanished. I should get going too, Melissa announced and left the room. Now alone, Isaac jumped as Lee appeared behind him. She examined him closely. Isaac, tell me. You have a mana stone, don't you? He froze, a cold sweat breaking out. How does she know? Even Melissa missed it. He considered eliminating her until she murmured. Maybe I was mistaken. Isaac saw his chance. The thing inside is the mana stone from the building outside. He feigned embarrassment. Yes, the mana stone. That's right. Holding the mana stone in his hand, he lied. I forgot I couldn't absorb it immediately. Tried to break the seal with a spell, but it failed. Lee was convinced and removed her necklace. This can break the seal. Isaac gaped, taking the artifact while gloating internally. Excellence. She not only knows about the mana stone, but how to break the seal. Lee smiled gently. I understand you are trying to revive the family's techniques. She continued. So, after getting rid of the saintesses, what's the plan? Isaac's eyes sparkled like coins. To become a rich slacker. Leah burst out laughing. Melissa laughed heartily, waving goodbye. See you when your internship is over. Overwhelmed by her aura, Isaac thought, she is definitely not an ordinary person. Her escort stood stiffly beside her. My lady, let us return. He guided her toward the magnificent carriage, but held her back, his voice slow with worry. That necklace unlocks the family secret arts. I know, Melissa replied curtly, stepping inside. The night is still uneasy. It is a family heirloom. The direct line wants it. Melissa smiled meaningfully. If someone takes it from the boy, he is not as talented as I thought. When he fretted about Isaac becoming the family head, she shrugged. Better that than him going to the Holy Nation. Minutes earlier, Isaac had declared heroically, get rid of the saintesses. I will defeat the Skeleton King. Earning a sarcastic laugh from Leah. Right, you do that, Isaac. In reality, Isaac was just drooling over the treasure. Eyes turned to currency symbols. The scene shifts to an ancient mansion drenched in heavy rain. My lord, young Master Gul, it has been a long time, a cheerful voice rang out. Gul Ashua greeted the old woman coolly. How is the Ashua house? Still a garbage dump as usual. Gall smirked. Hypocrites. Honestly, I'm afraid I'll get attached. Suddenly, his eyes sharpened. An intuition. Something happened at the ordination. A gruesome image flashed in his mind. The priest in charge of Isaac was found dead in a monster forest. Bad enough to eliminate a witness, he muttered. And the Barrett family wants to adopt Isaac. Unless they've gone mad, he ground his teeth. Too many anomalies, and digging deeper could be fatal. I want to rest. Do not enter. He slammed the door. Alone in the darkness, he sneered. Attacked me, who handed over the Ashua family's rights to Cardinal Barrett. He admitted to having been too close but felt bitterly that there was no affection in this stand house. Now determined to find the truth, Gall entered the family's secret information archive. Gall flipped through the records. Isaac Ashua, the ordained. Finally, he found it. Here, Isaac Ashua, the seal of the god the boy chose. Realization dawned and he froze. Everything is. A divine light exploded in Gall's mind. Everything is on my side. The greatest God. He slammed the book shut. So that's it. That's why the papal family is doing this. Gall rushed out. This was no longer about the Holy Nation. It was about the survival of the Barrett family. He clenched his fist. This is a matter of the Empire's survival. Elsewhere, an internship uniform lay discarded amidst a pile of treasures. Kim Chi-yak asked, "Is this enough money to find a weapon to destroy the binding orb?" The shadow entity pointed to a glowing stone. The problem is the anti-demon stone. It is immune to all energy. Kim Chi-yak roared. They turned my subordinate's binding orb into an anti-demon stone. You crazy bastards. He sighed, sitting on his bed. According to Lee, this will release the seal. He looked at the blue pendant. He had never seen anything like it. As the objects touched, he breathed, "It's opening." Dark energy surged from the mana core. Eat. The shadow entity lunged. Dark magic consumed the room as the subordinate devoured the core. Overjoyed, Kim Chi-yak felt enough mana to raise his rank. He could use higher-level spells. Now he laughed maniacally, drunk with power, and the shadow roared along with him. The laughter cut off abruptly. He stared in shock at his hand. It was stripped of flesh down to the white bone. "What is this?" he shouted. Silence followed. He slumped on the bed, exhausted, holding up the skeletal limb. This damn skeleton again. He ground his teeth. The curse of the Skeleton King. The power that reversed life and death was surging. My body has countless blessings. It won't be easily consumed, he reassured himself. But the sudden surge of mana had broken the balance between his holy power and the curse. Praying will take too long. A holy relic is a waste. Can't be helped, he decided. I'll use the pentagon, the red trial. A heretical test to drastically increase holy power. Chuckling, he wrapped his hand in bandages. Just have to hide it until then. Hey, Isaac. Another apprentice burst in. Panic. What are you doing? It's bad. Kim Chi-yak froze, but the boy became suspicious. Why are you laughing alone? It's creepy. And why are you hiding your hand? Are you hurt? Him stammered, but the boy lunged. Let me see. He ripped off the bandages. Bones. Are those bones? Master, erase his memory, the shadow screamed. Too risky. The boy was stunned. Could it be? Your rotten morality is, because of this decaying body. Kim Chi-yak blinked at the pity in the boy's eyes. You should have said something. People think you're evil, because of this. The boy recalled the Ashua family's history. Talent always came with a flaw. Just like that ancestor. Should I just kill him? Kim thought. The boy grabbed him. Tell Grandpa. He can fix you. You're going to die young. Kim Chi-yak played along. He couldn't reveal his identity. Don't tell Grandpa or my uncles. He clasped his bony hands, feigning innocence. I don't want to worry them. Besides, the pentagon is more important, he declared heroically. I want to personally execute the Skeleton King's henchmen before I die. The other boy stood speechless, moved to tears. Kim Chi-yak. He turned to leave, dropping a tantalizing line. Don't worry, I won't die so easily. His new friend took the bait. There's a way to live. Tell me. Seizing the opportunity, Kim Chi-yak turned with a sinister smile. His red eyes glowed. I need you to deliver something to the Cardinal of the Red Faction. 20 days later, an angry shout echoed in the hall. Isaac, you devil. Gaunt apprentices listed their grievances. One nearly died from a bomb in the bathroom. Another found poisonous gas in his pillow, and a third suffered from food poisoning. Meanwhile, the culprit, Kim Chi, innocently chewed on bread. Did they not like my training plan? Curious. An apprentice held up a target list. These are ridiculous ways to die. Those are your goals, Jia calmly replied. He stood and pointed to a large pile of sacks. Now put these on. The group was confused to find they were heavy sandbags. We're priests, not knights, they protested. You want us to do physical training? Jiak explained they needed to prepare for the upcoming Pentagon test. The next test is intellectual, someone retorted. He admitted casually, putting on weighted gloves. I changed the order. The next test is the Red Pentagon, a physical test. He held up his fist cheerfully. Our project will be different. The group was speechless. Stop chatting, Diatko ordered. Grab a sandbag. We're running 50 laps around the field. A brown-haired apprentice snarled. Absurd. How can you change the order? And 50 laps? You're insane. Jiak held up a scroll. And misspoke. He smiled menacingly. 100 laps. He ground out the words. If we don't get first place, you'll regret it. From a distance, his yell echoed. Run, you bastards. After the session, an exhausted apprentice threw down his gear. Damn it, forget it. We don't need to try this hard. In the lounge, another lamented. 2 kings are enough. We already have one. The blue pentagon will surely give us the next king. Jiat grabbed him by the collar. Are you kidding? We need at least 5. Friends held back a shouting blonde boy. Red and gold will never give us a king. Besides, the next test is gold. Why train like this? Another added. The order is an imperial tradition. Who gave you permission to mess with it? Just then, an apprentice rushed in, panting. News: the next test is the Red Pentagon. The group was stunned. The Red Cardinal spoke to the Gold Cardinal and changed the order. Horror set in. The Red Pentagon is one-on-one combat. If we fail this time, we fail the entire program. They all turned to Kim Chiak. Now that the next test is decided, Chiak stood with his arms crossed and a sinister smile. Shall we begin our training? Days later at the Royal Training Center, the air was thick with tension. Nazir Zep grumbled. Damn it, I can't believe Dad listened to Isaac. Nearby, his father, Leon Zep, mused. Isaac said he'd show me something interesting. Now it's a team match. Despite the change, Nazir smirked. Whatever. Why worry about the Azure team led by Shuri Ashwal? He was sure the battle-specialized Red Clan would never lose to such a weak team. Charge. Nazir rallied his teammates, rushing into the arena. We'll take care of them in a flash. But as they entered, their smiles froze. In the stand, the Red Cardinal Leon Sepet frowned. Opposite them, the Azure team appeared. Accompanying Kim Ji-yak was none other than Kina Barrett. Ji-yak explained innocently. My Kabir had a stomachache. He grinned, pointing to Kena. Luckily, I found a replacement. It's just training, so it should be fine, right? Nazir Zepet's face froze. Amidst the crowd's whispers, Kina Barrett stepped forward, radiating the power of a high-ranking priest. Leon Zepet turned to the Gold Cardinal. This has gone too far, Leon said. Why did you put Kina on the Azure team? He paused, realizing the Cardinal looked just as confused. Flashback. Kim Chiak offered Kina a deal. If you clean up the small fry, will you teach me a powerful technique? Present. Nazir Zepet stood watching, betrayal on his face. This is cheating, he roared. She's not an intern. Why is a high-level individual interfering? Kina replied coldly. I refused my promotion. I gave up my privileges to remain an intern like Isaac Ashwal. The stadium froze. Kina looked at the referee. Well, have you decided? The referee wiped sweat from his brow. Kina Barrett is officially still a low-ranking priest. She has not taken the Pentagon test. There are no rules against her participation. Absurd. Nazir yelled from behind. Kim Chiak gloated. Nazir ground his teeth. Damn it. The team can't beat Kina, and we still have to face Isaac. This is a guaranteed loss. On the Azure team, Captain Shuri Ashua trembled. If it's a one-on-one duel between captains, we might win. Isaac noticed the trembling and grinned. What's wrong? Need to use the bathroom. I told you to go beforehand. Shuri wasn't laughing. You should be the captain. We only got this far because of you. Shuri grabbed Isaac's collar, his desperation exploding. Class president, skipping grades, top marks, passing the harmony test. It was all you, not me. Isaac removed Shuri's hand. I'm a good teacher, but not everyone can keep up. You did. He glanced at the enemy. Nazir isn't weak, but if you're right, Taking down that redhead won't be hard. Isaac suddenly brightened, cutting Shuri off. Oh, by the way, his face twisted into a demonic grin. If you lose, I'll be the first to stab you, you bastard. Shuri stammered. Understood. The speakers crackled. 5 minutes to start. Both teams prepare for battle. In the stands, a girl with a blue ribbon watched nervously. Young Master Isaac. Beside her, a silver-haired man frowned. Hina is with them, but this is a disadvantage for both Isaac and Shuri. He glared at the opponents. Those bastards from the Red Clan. They've already used destruction magic on the field. The child-sized Isaac laughed wickedly, saying as if holding invisible chains. Hey, they, nah it. Wait. A purple aura enveloped his team. In the stands, the man gate. Is that the holy art of Azure? The girl nodded. The spirit-raising holy art. Isaac asked me to teach it to him. They recoiled in horror as the Azure team charged like wild beasts. How can that be spirit-raising? It's only supposed to boost morale. They look like monsters. Isaac smirked. My secret, the priesthood doesn't know. Spirit-raising plus herbal doping. He roared a name beastification. He surveyed his army. I've prepared their bodies for this. It's time to make the most of it. Giant magic circles glowed in the center of the arena. Isaac smiled faintly. As it started, a brilliant pink light erupted from the formation. The energy peaked. From the ground, a terrifying power surged. The crowd roared. Oh, that's... A giant statue materialized. A voice echoed. The guardian god of the Red Clan, the god of justice. A Red team member shouted, Pray. Pray for the Red god's blessing. Nearby, a teammate of Kim Ji-at clasped his hands. We have to win. Suddenly, Shuri Ashu shot forward like a phantom, striking the statue's chest. It shattered, debris raining down on the horrified Azure team. Kim Ji-at put on an innocent face. Oops, I didn't mean to. The statue's head exploded. Isaac, a teammate shook Isaac. Have you dropped that habit? Stop getting into fights. A Red team member shouted. Isaac Ashu beheaded the Red god's statue. An opponent lunged, grabbing him by the collar. Isaac Ashu. Hina Barrett screamed. You broke a god statue. How? Her shock turned to curiosity, and she clung to him. What spell was that? Teach me. Isaac glanced coldly. So what? In the stands, a supporter prayed with a smile. Besides the golden god, all other gods are worthless. Oh, gods, please save this one too. An opponent grabbed Isaac, laughing. Isaac, you bastard. You tested the limits of this training ground. His teammate pushed him. You have to apologize, Isaac. Here, I'm very sorry. Above, the two cardinals observed the chaos. Leon Sabet smiled sinisterly. A troublesome, unpredictable child. It will be fun to break him. The golden-haired cardinal retorted. Isn't the problem with the Red Clan? You let a statue be destroyed by an intern. Check your faith first. I will not touch Isaac. The air grew tense, feeling auras clashing. Leon Sepet contained his anger. You little snake, it would be overkill to start a heresy trial over an intern. A voice cut through the tension. Continue the pentagon. Nazar Sepet startled at the mental command. This is an order, Nazar. He looked up to the balcony, meeting his father's cold eyes. The ruthless command followed, shrouded in dark energy. Turn Isaac Ashua into a redacted. The referee shouted. The rules of the Red Pentagon are simple. Find the real necklace among the fakes. The first team to find it wins. Isaac's teammate muttered. The captain chooses the permanent holder. That choice is crucial. Nazar Sabet gathered his team, finding them nervous. Real left. It's just the Azure clan. Shuri Ashua trembled. I want to resign as captain. Isaac grabbed his collar. What are you doing? Hand out the necklaces. Nazar sneered. Shuri is weak. This will be easy. We only need to worry about Kana. The Red team agreed dismissively. They only know how to hunt monsters. Fools. The referee raised his hand. Begin. The Red team charged, but the Azure team froze in horror. Kim Ji-at was already charging forward, laughing maniacally. He thought with morbid glee. A test where I can legally beat up these disgusting priests. Shuri Ashua stammered. Is that really a human face? Nazar yelled, oblivious. Don't be afraid. Their code of honor prevents an attack. Isaac laughed provocatively. Come on, you priest interns. He swung a giant spiked mace and roared. Bring me your captain. A single blow sent the entire Red team flying. A female priest was stunned. What was that? I thought their code of honor. Kim Ji-ek strode forward. Bring me your captain. He licked his weapon. Do that, and you will live. Another voice from the Azure team echoed the cry. Nazar Sepet stumbled back as his teammates fell. Someone, help. An Azure commander shouted. Hold the formation. Do not retreat. Tina Barrett saw an opening and charged. Stop them. A red member shouted. Another warned. It's a feint. Nazar, watch out. Nazar watched the approach, smirking. Just as I thought. You're amazing, Hanan. He raised his voice, but too shallow. I've seen through you. A magic vortex surrounded Kana. A clone spell, she realized. Nazar pointed. Get her. The red team charged, but a high-level binding spell descended, freezing their formation. Kina clicked her tongue. Saved, but still caught in Nazar's vortex. An invisible energy blast erupted, knocking Nazar down. He staggered to his feet, eyes wailed, a maniacal grin on his face. Get them. The Azure team, eyes red with frenzied power, tore through their opponents. Nazar dodged, shouting, it's just a beastification trick, just a light enhancement. In another corner, Shuri Ashua trembled as he was cornered. Found you, Shuri, Nazar growled, his fist glowing red. I'll take an arm as a souvenir. In the stands, a woman screamed, really, that magic is. Watch out. Shuri sweated, gritting his teeth. Damn it. Isaac's voice echoed in his head. It's okay, Shuri. Just listen. Flashback. Nazar will try to duel you, Isaac had said. He's always looked down on you. Present. Shuri's eyes hardened. Nazar laughed, attacking. It's over, you fool. Shuri's eyes flashed blue. Energy exploded, deflecting the blow. Shuri. Really screamed from the stands. Isaac smiled, smiled. That's right, that's it. Shuri grabbed Nazar by the collar. Prove you're not weak. You fool, Nazar froze. Duh. Shuri threw him over his shoulder, slamming him into the arena floor. The ground spider-webbed from the impact. Nazar lay motionless in the rubble, eyes vacant. Shuri roared, his anger unabated. Do you know why Ayer's technique is forbidden on humans? He panted over Nazar. Because it only works on demons. No, Shuri answered the silence. Because the human body cannot withstand that power. The arena was silent, save for their heavy breathing. Shuri ground his teeth. From the stands, Riley screamed, never. Shuri finished the shout, underestimate Azure. He stood tall, his pride restored. The crowd watched, stunned. Only Keenan Barrett narrowed her eyes. He wasn't that strong before. A mysterious energy enveloped Shuri. Isaac crossed his arms, smirking. Finish him. But Shuri hesitated. Now the necklace. Hey, Isaac's voice echoed in his head. Do it right. Finish him. Okay, I will. Nazar pleaded from the floor. Shuri grabbed his collar. Nazar Sepet, tell me where the necklace is. Nazar looked confused. Nazar Sepet sneered, maintaining his arrogance. Do you think a future heir would confess after an interrogation like this? Shuri Ashua tore at his hair, screaming. Confess, you bastard. Please. It's the only way you'll get out of here alive. Suddenly, his voice dropped to a growl. Shut up. As the successor, I'd have mastered all the cruelest punishments. Shuri raised his leg over his prone opponent. Nazar, whose confidence shattered. Wait. Hey, wait. A sickening crack echoed. Nazar barely registered the excruciating pain before the impact. What was that horrible sound? An audience member screamed. Outrage rippled through the crowd as Shuri ground his teeth, maintaining the brutal act. Hidden in a corner, Kim Ji-ek crossed his arms, smiling with cold satisfaction as Nazar's screams filled the arena. In the stands, a red-haired man closed his eyes in pain. Shuri's voice cut through like a curse. I told you to confess. Nazar's teammates could take no more. They roared and charged. Shuri, you bastard. Nazar. Hina Barrett blocked their path. She stated coldly. None of you are going anywhere. She tapped her foot and a giant holy circle erupted. The enemy purging spell activated, binding the red team in paralyzing streams of light. A blinding explosion followed, instantly neutralizing them. Crumpled on the floor, Nazar realized the truth. Those bastards, they pretended to be caught. Shuri looked down, ready to take the necklace. Amidst the defeated, Kim Ji-ek stood tall. The horrified losers realized. He planned this all along. Isaac smiled triumphantly. Everything was in the palm of his hand. A terrified opponent shouted. You did all this just to force Nazar to confess. He'll never talk. What are you talking about? Isaac asked innocently. He turned his back, his voice cold. You all know where the necklace is too. Isaac's elder ring began to glow. Now then. Panic seized Shuri Ashua. Hey, wait. I'll tell you. I'll tell you where it is. Too late. Let's begin, Isaac roared. He swung his spiked mace, draining power from friend and foe alike. Minutes later, he held up a red jeweled necklace. Found it. Teen Azure wins. The declaration echoed over the defeated. Kim Hyak held his prize aloft while his teammates stared in shock at the display of power. The crowd erupted. Excellent. Go Azure Faith. In the stands, Reli clenched his fist. Well done, Isaac, Shuri. As expected of the young priest representing the Empire, a voice rang out. Crown Prince Chabalun Elkfried Hela stepped forward. Grant the victors a worthy gift. Reli hastily bowed. I greet the Prince of the Empire. Ye have wonderful nephews. Chabalun smiled. I wish to gift them priestly uniforms. Reli offered. Is that all right? Of course, Chabalun agreed, then added. When I send the tailor, may I go with them? Reli hesitated at the request. Your Highness, they are just apprentices. Wait. That's right. Consider it a small gift. Chabalun placed a hand on Reli's shoulder, his tone turning serious. Tell your youngest nephew to leave the gold pentagon. He leaned in, whispering a deadly warning. The Pope is trying to kill Isaac. Remember that? Reli froze. Meanwhile, in the waiting room, a servant called for Kim Hyak. Back in the stands, Reli bowed to the departing prince. Despite the threat, his faith was unshaken. Isaac will be fine. He remembered his nephew's confident smile. Elsewhere, the contestants buzzed. Did you hear? The crown prince is giving us clothes. While others celebrated the honor, Kim Hyak sat on a throne, looking bored. Hey, he called to Kina Barrett. Aren't you going home? Kina sipped her tea, smirking. The test is over. I don't need you anymore. Just then, her servant rushed in. Me lady, you must go. The patriarch is looking for you. No. She set her teacup down with a cling. Kina looked her servant dead in the eye and lied without blinking. You were the one who told me to move to the Azure clan. The butler and maid stood stunned. When did I say that? He stammered. Last night, Kina replied curtly. Kim Hyak intervened, snapping at the butler. Who gave you the right to decide? She will become an Azure priest. Cornered, the butler froze, sweating. I accepted the offer anyway, so I'm staying, Kina declared. Tell father I won't be home for a while. The Azure team joined in, shooing the servants away. As things settled, Kina watched. Yesterday, he definitely used a spell on Shuri. What kind of power was that? Meanwhile, Isaac mused. The crown prince giving clothes. It's a statement of ownership. Though the servant was gone, Isaac had no intention of keeping her. No need. Get lost, he said flatly. Kina refused to back down. She threw herself on the floor, whining. Take me. Drag me out yourself. He used you. Go. As she stubbornly insisted he keep his promise, Isaac smirked. Fine, I take it back. I'd already have a disciple far more obedient than you. He pointed at Shuri Ashura sitting nearby. I'm obviously talking about Shuri. The group paused in confusion. Damn. You mean he's better than me? Kina stumped her foot. Pride wounded. Shuri jumped up. Why are you dragging me into this? It depends on how you perform, Isaac shrugged. While a fiery confrontation brewed between Kina and the poor Shuri, the atmosphere in the cathedral's ballroom was completely different. Students whispered, stunned by the lavish feast for the victors. Reli raised his wine glass in doubt. I can't believe Isaac's team came in first. How did the Holy Nation score this? You must be pleased that Azure won. Cardinal Leon Sepet approached with a veiled greeting. It has been a long time. I hear you are approaching level 9. Reli frowned at the backhanded compliment. Impressive for your age, but the Azure Patriarch must have a headache, Leon continued. He leaned in, grabbing Reli's hand. The only suitable hair is limited by time, and even if it wasn't for your lifespan, is the role too much for you? The Cardinal twisted the knife. After all, you cannot have children. Reli's face darkened. They know about the Ashua family's curse. He forced a calm expression. It doesn't matter. I have no intention of becoming patriarch. His train of thought was cut short as Leon turned toward his nephew. As long as he doesn't harm Isaac. Leon stood over the happily eating boy. Isaac. A teammate shook Isaac's shoulder. Gay on it. Why bother me when I'm eating? Isaac swallowed, looking up with an annoyed expression. Yes, sir. Leon narrowed his eyes. What was that interesting thing you were going to show me? Isaac blinked innocently. Oh, you didn't see. He flashed a provocative smile. I was the one who crushed your son. Did you enjoy the show? A teammate clapped a hand over Isaac's mouth in horror. Why say that to the Red Clan? Isaac casually brushed the hand away. So what? Leon Sapet smirked, his gaze sharp. Well, I had high hopes for the Azure Clan. It seems you've learned an interesting skill as well. He narrowed his eyes. I sense dark magic on you. Kim Jiak chuckled. You've probably forgotten that I ate a piece of the Skeleton King as a child. He didn't stop there. If destroying your son wasn't entertaining enough, should I continue the fun at the Gold Pentagon? The declaration stunned his teammates. One stammered, You're going to fight the Golden Cardinal's son next, while another held his head in despair. Kim smiled, revealing his true request. I want to see how the demons react to the Skeleton King's call. Give me the key to their prison. Leon Sabit's face darkened. He turned to leave. I can give you the key once you return successfully, but is that really possible? He threw back a parting curse. You will all disappear in the Gold Pentagon. Kim frowned, muttering, What the hell is that bastard talking about again? Just then, a team member rushed in. Everyone, we have a mission for the Gold Pentagon. It's an expedition. Leon Sabit's voice echoed from the doorway, dripping with sarcasm. Aren't you curious where you'll be sent? He dropped the name like a bomb. It is Cryandia, the mystical empire. A teammate shot up. They want us to go to a country that's always waiting to kill priests. It's right next to demon territory. Are they insane? Another screamed in panic. That place is the domain of a high-level demon who devoured priests 14 years ago. Amidst the chaos, Cardinal Leon spoke. How pitiful. I could use my authority to change the location. His teammates rushed to plead. Isaac, please ask him. Kim Ji-yak looked up, his eyes wide and innocent. Really? You'll change the location for us, won't you? At the same time, at the Azure Mansion, a messenger rushed in, panting. Brother, bad news. They want them to go to the land of magicians, to rescue kidnapped knights. This isn't rank mission. They're sending everyone to their deaths. Calm down, another said. Father has gone to officially protest. The man in the suit ground his teeth. Those bastards in the holy capital are determined to kill Isaac. Father will make sure the test is changed. They can't assign a mission that affects diplomacy. Really, he just sneered. It's just a warning so we don't get too arrogant. I don't want Shuri to die there either. The man in the suit was nervous. Don't worry, even Isaac, if he has any sense, willed. Suddenly another messenger burst in. Bad news. Back at the scene, Leon asked, Young Master Isaac, just say you want to live. Kim Jiak replied coldly, Oh. Behind his covered face, a wicked smile appeared. Kim looked up sharply with a maniacal expression. I think it will be fun. Why would I change it? At the Azure Mansion, the messenger yelled. He accepted the mission. Really, and the others were stunned. Their destination was Blackfield, the land of demons, a desolate, dead territory. From the ruins of a demonic fortress, a voice rang out. So you mean to tell me? Ash's voice was cold. You failed to kill the Saintess. The subordinate prostrated himself. I sincerely apologize, Lady Ash. Never mind. What's important is to cause chaos there. Just witnessing the king's power and bringing the demon artifacts into the Holy Empire was a great success. The subordinate trembled. His Majesty is truly too powerful. Ash smiled strangely, recalling, even a fraction of that power was terrifying. My lady, the subordinate reported, during the ordination, I sensed your power, that of the great Skeleton King. Ash leaped from her throne in horror. You sensed the Skeleton King's power in that crazy brat who ate a piece of our king? Yes. He was ordained and is now in training. A sinister smile spread across Ash's face. He has finally shown himself. Yes, he will soon participate in the gold trials.